Then minimize.
Alright.
Wonderful!
Chris, I think since we finally have everyone here, I had a bit of a... Yeah, so if you want to get that ready to throw up on your screen there. Yeah, this was technically supposed to be part of a, like, 1-year anniversary present for everybody. Me and Chris collaborated, and he just frickin' ran with it and worked on it for a long, long time. And it looks, well, you can see for yourself. But if you want to...
Don't hype up too much.
Does he want to put your Discord and make him pull it up?
You can stream your desktop.
I was going to have him throw it up there so it's on the stream, but I will also, if you want to throw it in the chat as well.
That's what I'm doing. I just have to find it.
Oh, fair enough. I'll go ahead and put it in the messenger chat.
It's like, how dare you put me on the spot?
Again?
It happens a lot. Shoved a potion down my throat. It was a good time. Thanks again, by the way.
I've never seen such a squishy paladin.
I'm not a paladin.
Same difference.
I might as well be a paladin.
Wait. Got it. Somewhere.
Don't get all that cool stuff where I can see in the dark.
Wow. There, I found it.
Paladins can see in the dark?
Support. Well, it's a support role. Twilight Domain Cleric. Support role, yeah, exactly.
You can tell we planned this so well.
So well.
It's a good show without technical difficulties.
It's even one of those things. It's one of those things that I've thought about. What happened?
Family picture.
I have thought about. And then I just have too many things open on my computer right now, so it's being slow.
Do you have 8 million tabs open in Google Chrome?
No. I am not one of those people. I just don't have a high. I have a Surface Pro, but it's like it's older. It's like 4 years old now.
Ooh, yeah, that'll start bogging down really fast.
Yeah. And computers are so expensive these days.
Yeah, they are.
Come on.
There was a demon?
Among Us.
Damn one.
Sus.
God, can we
Okay.
please
Yeah, it was
never...
Yeah, dude, it was some really
Can't
good...
read all this.
Yes, you can.
My eyes hurt.
Rachel, you read Harry Potter like once every 3 months in its entirety.
I do not. I have not read it in 2 years. Leave me alone.
No, it's not been 2 years, I promise.
It has been 2 years because the last time I read it was before we went to Universal for my 20th birthday.
You did it again after you came back.
No, we didn't.
Because of the hype you did.
I started the first book, but I didn't actually do it.
Okay, my bad.
I
Either way.
said I would. I lied.
I lied. It's taking a minute for it to load. Oh my goodness! When you were in there.
So, surprise!
I love it!
And I also threw it in the Discord chat as well.
Fucking excellent!
Oh, I love it! Wait, Chris, you drew all that?
Yeah.
Oh my, that's really good!
I know, right?
It really captures everybody, like, in like...
Where?
Like, it captures something about everybody's character.
Like that.
So fucking small.
I'm tiny!
Yes, halflings are small.
What the fuck is this?
What is this?
Oh yeah, and if you guys look down, this is also the second part of the 1-year anniversary present.
Fuck, why didn't
To all of you, enjoy.
Did you?
No fucking way.
Oh shit.
Did you?
No fucking way!
We're gonna have combat tonight.
Dude!
Oh my god! Yo.
No way! I never got a Heroes Forged. Hero Forge.
Basically.
Dude! This is excellent!
Love you guys.
Thank you!
Thank you!
Thanks.
Fuck, now I have to paint it.
And if you guys also look on the underside of your figures.
Yeah!
Oh wow.
Our names are on it!
And although he's a little slightly on the other side of the country,
Just a little.
Chris does
I've
have
already
one
seen
as
it.
well, and he has seen it already. And there is Aska Cindergiven.
Nice!
I've been in on this for like 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while. I guess let's bring up the main screen again. I guess.
All right, I forgot.
It's on our end.
Share.
Christopher's.
It's ours.
Dang.
Full screen.
Right.
Then click the main screen again. There you go.
No, I know how to do it.
Not
Just
you.
my computer being.
our side was.
We're figuring out our end, bro, because I'm not
And
behind the
I also
mouse.
threw it in the Discord, the picture, so all of you have the picture is in the Discord.
Hell yeah.
Now is that Garrick or is that?
That's Kurt.
That's Kirk?
Yeah.
Of the dang bot.
Maddie realizing she has no idea what you look like.
But yes, all of you, now we
This
can
is so-
see each other.
This is
Cool, dude.
Oh man, I hope nobody dies tonight. Holy shit!
So
it's
sad.
crossed my mind a few times. It's just like, wouldn't it be funny? Or like last session specifically, I was like when Talada was on the ropes.
I was like,
just like, yeah, they get shipped soon. So,
We would have to bury
on the
him.
fucking wound.
yeah. Like, and here's yours. Sorry.
We shall immortalize him.
Yeah, I would have
I am now a
like
statue.
dipped it in gold paint or something, made him a statue. Or something.
Solid.
I don't know, but
That would have worked.
not a scenario because all of you are still alive for the time
Somehow.
being. Somehow,
Miraculously.
It's fucking awesome.
So cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Badass.
Thank you guys for
Thank you, Chris.
sticking and enjoying this shit for over a year now. Thank you for letting me DM for you.
I
Absolutely, man.
was just talking to a few people who know that I play D&D, like my parents and a few other work associates, and it baffles me how long we've been playing. Like this is like the best when I go back to like me and him going to game stores and like us doing 3-mans or even 2, and then getting more people in on it. Like this is what everybody wants in D&D is for it to go on for this long.
For reals.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It is a little bittersweet that you.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's fine.
you will use it one day. Next time you visit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you send it to him or?
Oh, yeah, I could. I offered to send it to
No,
him,
no.
and he said to
Keep it.
bring it here.
We should definitely all paint them so, like, when we get the visual of the board, it's easier for you to see everybody.
Mini
I can't paint worth a fuck.
Mini paint night.
We'll just have
I
some.
have to paint too.
I'm sure, like
Yeah,
Rachel
if you-
or
if you guys look at them, like,
do it.
I
We need to
I have to
really-
buy
You
paint.
do fine detail work.
I could do
I'll
fine
buy it.
detail
I'll
work.
buy the paint.
I
I'll
can
get
do
the
fine
paint.
detail work when it's a carving tool, and that's it, because it requires strong movement and chunky movements.
Do it small.
Small
See,
heart.
here's the thing
Do
I'm
it
worried about
small,
is if I
small.
like painting them, I don't want to get into Warhammer.
Warhammer!
I will start doing that.
yeah.
and
Oh,
I
you think it's a
sink
slippery
money
slope.
into it.
It's a gateway drug.
It's
My
a
hand's
gateway.
too shaky.
And yeah, Naomi's
Oh, my
got
hands
the,
are getting
nothing
there.
journal there.
I worked on locks.
Yeah, I think it's cool that there's actually
I worked on
writing in
locks.
it.
Oh yeah, they're actually like
I
little
would like to
faces,
work on
like
locks.
of souls,
Oh
souls
shit, you're
coming
right.
out.
It's also kind of dark in here.
Yeah, if you guys hit them with flashlights, you guys can see they're packed with detail. They are high quality renders.
Aren't these resin printed?
I only
Yeah,
learned that
yeah.
I'm good with it.
You can see like the little striations and stuff in them, but you can
And
also see
even
like
then,
on
it's just,
Talad,
like,
you can see
common
your
sense
individual chain
engineering.
links.
Yeah, it's so fucking
It feels
cool.
like I feel like if I did any study,
And
I
the
would
texture
be able
of the
to.
cloak.
And then,
Ooh, I do have
Blair,
really
you
good
have your
metallic paints.
Moonblade.
Is it 3D printed or is
Yeah.
it mold?
Resin
3D
printed.
3D printed, yeah.
I think.
There's
Oh, yeah, 3D resin printed.
That's damn impressive.
Guys.
details.
Yeah, that's the tech that we're working with. And they
Oh,
actually
it
do
works.
color printing as well, but it is
You
much
can put all your
pricier.
dice in it and have your
Um,
character on the thing that Maddie got us.
On the coaster.
Well,
supposed to
they're
be for
only,
drinks.
yeah, and Caleb has the one that can fit all the dice on it.
Well, at least
Yes.
I'm fitting a whole thing of dice on it.
Yeah, you just gotta
Can't
stack them.
miss each rows.
And Delilah's is obviously the shortest mini. If you guys put them all next to each other, they are heighted correctly. They are all your guys' accurate heights. And funny enough, Kirk, Tulad, and Naomi are all the same
Hold on,
height,
hold on, I
but
gotta pull mine
Naomi
out.
has the boots on, so
So it
she
makes her
towers
taller.
above everybody.
Dude, that's so good. Let me.
Hold on, let me just.
You're so tiny.
I am tiny.
Oh yeah, and Delilah, you have.
Do we
you
have Aska's up
the
there?
Haradon saber
Aska.
and the mage hand.
Can we
need
get Aska?
Askas. I
Yes,
think they're gonna
absolutely.
do a picture.
If we're gonna do a picture,
The
let's
backlighting probably doesn't help.
It doesn't matter.
Just
I'm just
Flash.
taking pictures of
just
your face.
unfocus me.
No,
Take pictures of Taylor.
I
Put it
don't.
on portrait mode.
Portrait.
Taylor, just throw your hair in front of your face.
Okay, then we just have the ring.
It's looking for
Just take it.
specifically.
Focus on the wind.
I'm trying to hold it as
Easy.
soft as I can, guys. Yeah, there we go. Definition.
Portrait don't work good, so I'll just use regular
Son
photo.
of a bitch. I had my
Okay,
phone.
it's probably gonna do that thing where it takes like 3 seconds to take it.
You have a Samsung. Use your phone.
Got it.
You got it?
Are you taking live photos?
I took 3 of them.
I can't believe I'm so tiny.
All right.
One of us is gonna die.
Look.
Shut up.
Because they're, I guess.
Yeah, Azura's got the ice blade. Yeah, most of them are like the original designs that you guys gave me, and then adjusted slightly in some cases, but for the most part, they're the
faces.
original Hero Forge designs
That's cool.
that you guys sent me. And on that note, festivities aside, I think we should start the session. It's almost 9 o'clock. So
Let's do it. We have to celebrate.
yeah, we had to celebrate. And so, last time, the Misfit Six found themselves in the newly darkened Everbright Forge, a home of one of the party members, Aska, and a homecoming that was not the greatest, as Ignatius and Lokis were both nowhere to be found. Upon investigating the house, you guys did find, however, a inky, gross, symbiote-esque demon lining the door frame of Locus's bedchamber. You guys busted in and tore the house down, killing this thing. Talad almost dying in the process, but Blair saving his bacon. Azura's body, under the control of Saloon, went god mode to finally smite the 2 halves at that point of the demon. And as you guys were pulling on threads and asking questions and investigating in other avenues, you came upon by, well, I don't like that. You guys were found by a large platoon of Lorethian soldiers, headmanned by this younger half-orc captain, as he asks you guys to politely come with him, as you have made quite a scene. We will start not at the Everbright Forge, not in Nefasto City, not even technically in the material plane, as we find ourselves in a distant land beyond comprehension, a pocket dimension unto herself. Azura, you find yourself in the growingly familiar, as the more and more times you come back here, Acropolis of Saloon. You see in the outer parts of the landscape this rolling wheat field of golden and amber rye. You see dotting up in the landscape broken and ruined pieces of obsidian marble, old temples and pantheons crumbling into time. You see a few pieces just kind of suspended slowly, breaking off infinitely from their holding points. You find yourself in the middle, on the very top of this Acropolis, standing next to this magnificent tree, pushing up into this not even night sky, not atmosphere, anything, just open stars. Like you could just jump and travel into them. This tree not made of wood, but of nebula and gas and starlight stretching out in all different directions, and looks like it's constantly growing, reaching up, and on top of it, almost like a little crown, you see this eclipsed moon just radiating behind this tree of stars. As you have been sent here for the second time, and to your knowledge, a couple of days, it's impossible to gauge how much time actually passes when you're here. As you are underneath the tree of stars, what are you doing?
You described that way better than I could have. It actually exactly what I had in my head pictured.
It feels
a little
like
Elden Ring.
It feels like Elden Ring mixed with like the Field of Dreams from Moon Knight.
A little bit.
It also gives me the dive of the heart.
Elysium. It makes me think of Elysium.
And as you find yourself in this strange place,
I am going to continue to explore the base of the tree. It's a giant tree.
yeah, it is easily like 50 of your body lengths just in on this one side. It's impossible to gauge the diameter, radius, anything. It's out of place how big it is. As you continue to just look around it, a voice just kind of permeates everything, like a meteor shower coming out of the cosmos ahead of you. Just one at a time. Words just hit you. Feelings hit you. It won't be much longer now. We're almost done. I'm sorry to keep doing this to you, but it was important.
Are my friends still safe?
They will be, I believe.
How are we doing?
Well, it's tough to say in any given moment, but I believe for the moment the problem has been neutralized.
That's good.
Azura, I don't necessarily enjoy sending you here. I'm sure the old priests would have told you that this is not the ideal way for us to form a relationship. We need to be more in sync.
I understand. Yet, the priest did not warn me of something like this. It's very strange.
These are strange times. I find myself needing more help than I can even give. It's strange being helpless. It's strange being helpless for so long.
I have a feeling.
I cannot control you, well, your physical form, indefinitely. It cannot take it. It will degrade. You're not meant to hold the power of a god, just be the conduit of one. To exist like that is a short life. We must sink and merge. Then you'll be strong enough. But until then, my visitations need to be less frequent, if you can make that happen.
Well, what can I do to help this merging?
I'm afraid I can only do so much from behind bars. I saved your friends, one to take power away from him. But at the same time, I think you and this group of mortals may be my best chance, and the best chance for a lot of divine beings.
Is there a way to rescue you?
Yes. You must come to his palace and free me, but it is not a small task.
I don't even know the journey to where to start.
Well, you would have to... I think it's time for you to come back. I think something is very wrong.
We're getting arrested.
Okay.
Stop resisting!
As you see the stars begin to glow brighter and you feel like almost falling towards you, you feel gravity just shift inside you, and the entirety of the tree acropolis, the black, the sky, everything just falls in on top of you, and you look out. You see Talad, bloody to hell, standing there, and in front of you 20 or 30 Lorethian guards surrounding this forge that has also been blown to shreds. You see many people in their houses, in their windows, on their porches, walking the streets, all watching this commotion. All of you, what are all of you doing?
Wait, so did we seriously blow up her house?
Yeah.
It's
Watch
there's
the
like
video,
a
guys!
wall-
Read the,
there's like a
read the
wall blown
recap!
out.
I didn't get the video
It's
to
not the whole
load.
house. There's a wall blown out, and there's a room or two destroyed, but it's not.
So we didn't
It's
burn
not-
your house down?
Nah, just
No.
moonbeamed a hole
More
through a lot of it.
moonbeam.
The
did.
structure
More
is
blew it
still
apart.
technically
Okay.
sound.
It's
You can
pretty-
see
pretty
through
fine.
to like part of
We
the
leveled
upstairs
that
hallway
library.
and totally into
Level that
Lucas's room.
library.
Okay, so at least
Yeah.
we didn't destroy everything.
No.
So we're being harassed.
So you just notices her gas.
Besides, I set off. Well, I guess I didn't set off some grenades inside the house. So
Technically,
Anyway,
after the wall
um,
gets blown out,
Considerably
inside and outside
worse.
is
Just right near the
kinda...
grenades in the
Asuka is exhausted, just like everybody. But she's shrugging back on her coat over her newly bonded armor, and yeah, kind of with hands up, saying, "My name is Asuka, daughter of Locus Everbright, who ran the Everbright Forge. This is my home. We were defending it from some... It's been a rough few days. If you want us to come with you, I have no problem with that. But,
I totally believe you, but yes, unfortunately, events like this can't get by without at least a little bit of investigation, and cooperation is the main thing.
of course. Well, I'll turn back to the rest of the group. As far as I'm concerned, we have done nothing to offend the laws of this district.
I'd hope not.
We have very little evidence to the contrary.
It's my house. They don't, these ones, he's too young to know it, but they actually know me at the guard.
As you two are talking, guards have started to move into the forge and are now surrounding you. A couple of them have come up and like grabbed Delilah by like the shoulder. Not like super rough, but like firm, like don't try anything. And they each come up to all of you and kind of do the same thing.
Holstering her shit.
The half-orc captain is just like,
This is just happening.
I'm gonna look up to one of them and go, I'm not gonna run, and I'm also kind of a law enforcement myself, so I'm not gonna run from you.
I see.
oh, we hope that you wouldn't. Just formalities. Of course, we aren't breaking out the irons or anything. Just come with us, and hopefully we can get you out by tonight.
Do I know if... Do I know anything about law?
I want my attorney!
As a concept,
What
I
are our
imagine.
Miranda
Nothing
rights?
local.
Caleb? What are the
What are
Miranda
Miranda
rights?
rights?
Apparently none. They're just taking you.
Oh, we're in one of those.
That's not right.
That seems right.
It
Yeah.
is somewhat of an oligarchy, so it seems.
Are we being manacled?
No, they're just.
They're sparing the
He
islands.
said they're
Let's
specifically
go.
not using the
Yeah, yeah.
islands as a we could if we
If you're
wanted.
gonna
if
cause
you're-
a
if
trouble.
you need them.
Look,
Play cool.
yeah, look,
Yeah,
we're
play
in
cool.
we're in no kind of state to resist.
Yeah.
We haven't
Smile
really
and
done
laugh.
anything. We just go with them. We'll answer their questions. Hopefully, this will be over much more quickly than if we try anything.
Right.
Well, depending on whether or not they move at the speed of paperwork or actual movement. Not to be rude, but paperwork does take some time.
And he nods, and you are moved away forcefully by two of these guards, and they begin to move all of you down the street. The captain just kind of looks at all the gawkers and just like, disperse,
Yes.
have your nights.
This is why I don't have a sense
Do
of
they
humor.
try
It
to take
happens
it
at the worst
I'm
times.
gonna tell him to just like
Bixby's probably fucked off somewhere.
He
Bixby's
kind of
just-
looks at Bixby, and does this belong to you all?
That one.
Everyone points at his arm.
And some other ones come over and like begin to take out a rope, and they're like, shh, 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 hey boy,
I wouldn't do
hey.
that.
I was just gonna tell him to like
He's a good
go
boy.
and stay out of trouble.
And Bixby's just looking and like looks at you as you see this rope go around his head. And the handling checks.
The
bird's gonna get us in
trouble.
While this
Big
happened,
bird.
we had a Bixby at work.
You
today.
watch the rope pull, and Bixby throws his wing, catches the rope, launches the guy. He lands on a roof.
I feel like
And-
anyone could have seen
I'm
that.
just gonna
Told you.
I'm
And he
just gonna yell at Bixby to stay out of trouble.
and just takes to the sky, and the captain, one of the other men, goes to like pull out a crossbow, and he just grabs his arm and goes, "Don't worry about it, it's an owl. What are they gonna do, conspire?" And he begins to walk. All of you begin your walk of shame through the Everbright district and towards the main walls of Castle Lorethian. You guys...
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
boyfriend's house. Okay.
Where does
Perfect.
Asuka make direct eye contact? Like,
Are you
well,
in?
I in disguise self. I know I was disguised. I can't remember seeming self, but I'm gonna downgrade.
I think it was
self.
seeming on... or self on
You
seeming.
did 8 hours, right?
Well, seeming's 8 hours.
Well, no, you do disguise up to higher, so that's not.
Oh no, it would have just been disguised self because you disguised and then went to go talk to the guy.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
So you are disguised, but you do see the approaching walls as you guys move through this market district. Even though it is late night, it's probably like 9 or so. You do see that there's still movement in the shops and a fair amount of people. Still shopping and getting different wares and stuff, and you guys are a noticeable procession moving through this part of the town, and you see a few people just look at those guys, just kind of making fun of you as you walk through.
This is
You
embarrassing.
get stopped at the gates by another group. The half-orc captain
blueberry
talks to
monster.
them, and you guys pass through. You get to see the inside of what the Lorethian walls look like, and you quickly notice a difference between that and Castle Oglyre that you had been to. You see, a big hill in the middle of this 4-wall unit with a moat going around it. An inner moat, and then on top of the hill, another wall. A very fortified position that you guys march straight towards. You cross over the first drawbridge and make this long winding trek around the hill. There's not a direct path up it, but around it corkscrewed until you get to the top. You don't quite get into the castle walls, but instead go off to the side where you see a not very decorated, heavily fortified building that you consider to be probably some kind of holding jail. You are marched inside. Quickly as you go inside, you see that it's pretty active. You see a few guards moving back and forth. You see people carrying paperwork of different kinds, and you see a a cell lining one side of the wall that has about 4 people in it or so, to varying degrees of drunkenness, it looks like, and just a lot of bureaucracy and not much actual movement, it looks like.
Feels like work.
Home sweet home, right? As you guys are moved through in a line now, towards this older gnome lady. She's got very small glasses on the end of her nose that look like tied by some kind of wire behind her head. Poofy bluish hair, kind of just going up like a troll doll. And she is hunched over, big spine curve, and just like down. She looks up, barely up at all of you from the small desk. The desk is proportional to her, so it's a whole small setup. You guys feel very awkward walking up to it. She's basically at your knees.
So my eye level.
Yeah, well, not even because of how hunched she is. She's even short compared to you. As she walks up, let's what is the walking order? Let's see. Tulad got taken first, so we'll just go around that way, ending with Naomi. As you get pushed up, she just goes, "State your name."
Archibald Moonman.
Oh, it's making me laugh.
Occupation.
Why are you giving him a fake name?
He did that last time. But you don't have to, you don't want to. He just did it because
Adventurer somewhat.
Okay, next. And you are just taken from there and put into that side holding cell with the 4 drunk people. You get pushed in, and you see this very very thin bone, like, just coming through the skin, like elephant man. He's just like sitting in the corner, and he sees you come in and goes, "Ooh, you're shiny."
Astute observation.
Oh yeah, forgot to say, as they were taking your name, they were also taking your arms and armor as well.
Some man in a tunic.
Blair, as they funnel you up in your redhead form, is that what it was?
The half elf.
Redhead form. She same name, occupation.
Did we name her before? I don't think we
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Half
Remember
elf?
you said fucking Luna to the...
No, that was the guard. That was
Not
the
in
guard.
this district. You guys have not been named in this district yet. Or in this ward.
Get my story straight.
Come on, sweetheart. We don't have all day. You see this line I'm working with?
it's Faz.
Blair Warbler.
Occupation, Blair Warbler.
Traveler?
It's the lady from Monsters.
That's
Yeah.
not a job. Next. And they take your moonblade. Basically just leave you with your dress. No armor or anything, right? I don't think you have anything. Yeah.
Don't have armor.
Oh, well. Yeah, they kind of like take it. You aren't wearing any armor, so they don't like pat you down or anything. They just throw you in the cell. Aska, you walk up. Name, occupation.
Aska Cindergiven, daughter of Locust Everbright. Smith, tradeswoman. I worked here I worked with the guard about 7 years ago.
Oh, that's delightful. Next. You are
My armor cannot be removed from me.
Yeah, so they start to.
Yeah.
All right. What's this funny business?
Just nothing funny. It's new. I'm actually that's surprise.
Ma'am, you need to take your armor off now. And you
One-
see
just
this
one
kind
moment.
of bald-headed, kind of beefy, no-neck guy come up, hand on his hilt. Just remove the armor.
One moment. I'm gonna step to the side so that this can continue, and I'm gonna focus for a second. I'm gonna take off my coat first. I'm gonna focus for a second, and so when it
Eyes have gone. Everyone's just kind of like peering over now.
yeah, when it's so when I bonded with it and it like activated, there was like this smoky kind of like fire spreading effect. And as I deactivate it, it does the same thing but in reverse, so it all kind of sucks into the breastplate. So that happens over the course of a few seconds. and then I just kind of pop it off,
Very iron.
and I hand it to him.
Well, that's fucking weird.
You're telling me.
Is that an eyeshadow?
High class. What'd you say? And he just like hits the fence in front of you.
Shit, alright.
Puts it away.
Yes.
Do we have all of our items with us, or was some of our stuff where we were staying?
Well, that's really
That's
up to you, but
'cause
I think you had everything.
You had.
You didn't
Okay, I
specifically
have
say.
torture equipment in my bag, so.
Well, you know what? Let's go with you next. As you are moved up the old gnome name occupation.
Sorry. Did they take the all of our bags and stuff too? So
Yeah, but you
I have to
notice
go
that they're not like searching it per se. They're just kind of
Yeah.
taking it and like logging whose it is first, and keeping everything. Because you guys technically are like loosely under arrest, not really charged with anything as of this moment.
We're in for.
We're being detained.
Yeah, but you do pull up name occupation.
Naomi and adventurer.
Surname, Miss Naomi.
Don't have one.
Don't have. Oh. Adventurer. Okay. Next. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to keep the thurible as a religious object and see if that flies.
Okay. You see the guards taking your stuff and takes the blood spear and like notice it's dripping and like wipes it off. He like wipes it
He's
off.
gonna be at that for hours.
And then he's like, okay, that's weird. That's the strangest thing I've seen all day. Pulls out the tentacle whip.
Oh, that's fun.
And like he like makes direct eye contact with like some girl across the room and she just puts it back. And then he goes for the thurible and he's like, is this a lantern? And he like goes to unclip it.
I don't know what to say.
Like smack his hand away.
Kinda. Like, not aggressively, because I don't want to get beat up, but...
Give him a little bop and he's just
be
like,
that's mine.
okay. Let you keep the weird lantern, miss. Cycles you in there as well. At this point, the cell is not getting like full per se, but all the benches are taken up. Standing room only in here, especially because half a bench is taken up by this passed out elephant dude.
It's a bummer I couldn't have my emotional support axe. But that's alright.
I mean, if that's the case.
Player wins.
Sure, honey, whatever makes you sleep at night.
You know the duties a princess has to do. It's a full-time job.
Depending on the clientele they've received in this
Honey,
establishment.
I see princesses like you in here every day. Don't worry, I won't tell your manager. Next.
She just called you a whore!
Well,
You,
Is she wrong?
sir.
Oh, Kirk. Occupation, librarian.
No surname, Mr. Kirk.
No surname.
Alright. Next.
Delilah Thornhart. Occupation government official.
It's a weird
Oh.
group of occupations.
My hometown.
Which is.
Swinebourne.
It's a good one. Next!
princess.
And you guys are all moved into the
And
cell.
I tried to keep my book with me.
I'm the
Spell.
Meriton book.
So, miss that.
It's actually my journal. I just want to keep it. If that's fine.
Sure, you can keep it for now. We'll see what they say later.
I feel like they wouldn't take my notebook either, because mine's literally just a notebook.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that seems like a random
you
item
guys,
to
you guys can
confiscate.
keep the weird religious thing in the notebooks.
I'm assuming they would have taken my flute. I don't
Yeah,
think
just for a
they
noise
that.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want
She
you to
takes it, I
have
was
that.
like, ugh, that's annoying.
Yeah, they're like, oh, thank God you don't have
Uh-huh.
that. You guys sit in the cell and watch
Would
more.
they, I need you to specify. What would they have taken from me? I need to, I just need to know.
Anything deemed to be a threat or defensive in nature.
I have a box
In
of
my
rock.
bag, I have two
I have a
lovely
little
two
box
different
of
soldiers.
rock.
We're gonna have to
Your
take
dad's
that.
Do we
diary.
have to?
What?
Do we have to?
A set of nice
We're gonna pass it on to our narcotics team, and they're gonna take a look at it. No, we just have to take it for now, okay? You can have your weird rocks back.
Don't expose it to any open flame.
Mm,
It's, high,
bad idea.
it's flammable. It's flammable. I'm warning you. I'm giving you.
It
He like
Life.
makes eye contact with someone else. Okay.
It is a component. It is a magic
Throws it in the
component.
fire.
He takes it from you. He just
Immediately.
starts playing with it.
Oh my, please. Please leave it be. If you
I know
could.
everything that's in
Would you
there.
kindly?
Sorry.
Thank you.
You're getting a box of powder back.
Box of
It is
rocks.
still usable as powder, but how?
You guys stay in that holding cell for 30 minutes or so.
No
30 minutes turns into an hour.
Please don't.
Short rest? Short rest?
A few more people come in there. Yeah, you can get a short rest.
Sure, short rest.
Hour turns to an hour and a half.
What do we get from short rest? Anything?
Not much.
You can choose to spend hit dice if you wish.
I don't
Yeah.
know what that means.
So that hit
You
dice
have-
box.
You have, well, now it's up to, now it's more than that. Now it's 11d8. So you have 11d8 you can spend to get back hit points.
I'm good.
I'm gonna use that.
I would recommend.
As you're like resting up there, Talad, the weird elephant man just kind of leans back over to you, his eyes sunken in. Just goes, "Where's your fucking pupils?"
Haven't got to any.
I see that. Who took them?
It wasn't really taken exactly. I just didn't have them to begin with.
Oh my god. Can you see?
Perfectly.
And he like waves his hand in front of your face.
Don't do that. Thank you.
And he just like touches your face. Just squeezes it a little bit.
Why do you smell like beef?
You smell like beef and cheese.
I thought that would be a turn on for you, man.
No, I like cow milk.
Oh.
Because
I-
I'm bored, I'm going
Well,
to
you know, a
draw
little
the
sweet and
drunk
sour.
man touching
You
his
just start
face.
sketching the drunk elephant man touching Talad's face.
Mm.
Can I notice like if there's
No,
like
I draw
comings
the
and
two of you,
goings
but in that
of
scene
a
from
guard
Ghost.
that's
God.
like out of the.
Over the hour and a half or so, you see a couple of people change spots or go deeper into the building through doors and such. But it seems like most people are just like, this is their shift. They're just kind of staying and working for the most part. Some people move in, some people bring people in. For the most part, it's just a bunch of people doing paperwork.
But knowing that maybe she's been thrown in jail once or twice for some other shit she's done, is it like out of the ordinary or just kind of like,
It seems like a normal night of them just dealing with people causing a problem in the city. It doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary. Eventually, you see these two guards come up to the door, and the elephant guy immediately looks up and goes, "I'm being released." And they're like, "Shut the fuck up." No. Questioning time. Finally got a room. We'll take,
Big man?
you two.
Okay.
Come with us.
Damn it.
You guys are taken into the back, escorted by these two guards, through the back doors and into this side room. You are kind of put in there, the door closes behind you, and there's just a table with 2 chairs on one side, 2 chairs on the other side.
Is it the height difference if I'm like probably standing on it and I'm just like,
Hello.
hey,
I don't think we've been properly introduced yet.
we haven't, but probably it's not the right time to.
No.
Do that.
No.
Is there anyone else in the room? This is us two.
Nope, it's just
Okay.
you guys in a blank, just like concrete. It looks like
There's
some
no
kind,
double-
just like stone brick. There's a door.
Okay.
There's just a one sconce in the corner of the room casting this uneven light. It's just a holding cell. You guys wait there. Seems like a while. It's probably like 5 minutes or so.
They always tend to take this long, don't they?
Do they? I've never been arrested before.
Oh, they tend to.
The door swings open, and this individual walks in. He's wearing a long duster coat. It's like a dark green, kind of like the Riddler green, but like more darker and a brown.
Is this the fucking investigator?
You see this guy. He's got longer dark hair, kind of pulled back in a ponytail, but messy on the sides, a little messier than mine, a little hanging down a little bit. He's got a bit of a goatee. He comes in. Yeah. All right. Slams papers down on the table. Scoots the chair back. Scoots in.
How you doing, sir?
Good. Good. So, why don't you guys start by telling me what happened this evening?
We went back to her friend's house. Her dad owns the forge.
And what friend might this be?
This Miss Aska.
Miss Aska. Is this the cinder given that you came in with?
Yes.
Yes. And so this was Miss Aska's mother's house?
Her father's house.
Her father's house. Go on. So you went to her father's house?
Yes, we were just gonna go home for the night to stay, since we just came into town.
And you are friends of the family?
Friends with her, yes.
Indeed, indeed. And you know this father, you know him?
I have not met the father, I just know Miss Aska. She was coming to take us to her home to introduce us to her father.
Indeed, indeed. And sir, what is your relationship with Miss Cindergiven and her father?
Similar.
Similar. Okay. How long would you say you know Miss Aska?
How long has it been since we started the game?
A month.
Right there.
I know. A few weeks.
Oh, interesting. So not a long-term family friend.
No.
Short-term. Okay.
Yes.
Short-term friend. So you went to your short-term friend's house to visit your old father, and what transpired?
Well, she noticed that the forge was dark. She started to get a little nervous because the forge is never dark. She went inside, and we all went inside to follow. And there was this monstrous blob thing over the door that had started to attack us.
Uh-huh. Excuse me for one moment. He stands up, exits the room, door closes.
Did he leave his papers on the desk?
No, he took them with him.
Damn.
Hair too.
How would they have that many papers about us? They barely know who we are. Is that why you took so long? They were getting papers? What were those papers? What were in them?
It could be stuff from the investigation that they had.
Why are they investigating us? Investigating what exactly?
The door swings back open, and the investigator with the goatee comes back in, and he's trailed by this halfling gentleman, older halfling, kind of balding on top, but still rocking the white slick back. So they both walk in, both take a chair across from you. We go. Yeah, this is my my associates. We would just like to make sure that we're all being forthright.
I would have no reason to lie to you, sir.
Oh, I don't think so. It's more of a formality in certain cases that these have such high profile in nature. Now, this isn't going to hurt. It is standard procedure. Mr. Farthings, and the old halfling. Yeah. And you see this just like pulse of blue energy go corner to corner in the room. I need both of you to make a charisma saving throw.
God damn it.
$18.
18.
Gonna be shitting me from that. First roll with the new pretty dice. Natural 1.
God damn it.
How it goes.
All right.
Any dice?
You feel like you're definitely in some kind of area of effect.
Yeah, it's fucking.
But you don't feel like it has necessarily taken over you. Kirk, however, you feel immediately under the effects of something. Your mind is not entirely your own. You cannot willingly tell a lie.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, the blob monster and this dark blob monster, that is what you all were fighting that made such a commotion.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. All right, in this blob monster, what can you tell us about? Did you succeed?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. So it's none of it got away to your knowledge.
No.
I put the little vial. That's what's left of it.
Ugh.
Indeed. All right.
Tastes
Thank you.
dies.
Well, I do thank you for your cooperation. We're going to take this to the lab and then take your notes down to the proper authorities, and we'll put you back with the others, and if everything comes back in the green, then to my knowledge you'll be good to go for the night.
Question for that. So meaning by everything coming back green, meaning you're taking that to the lab, so we'll be stuck in that cell until that comes back from the lab, or just making sure everyone's story's straight?
Mainly just making sure all the information given is, well, we don't want any important parts omitted, should I say. But for that, yes, we will be in contact, Mr. Farley. And they both stand up, leave the cell. The door closes, and you hear it. Back in the holding cell. As the as the rest of you are waiting, it's been about 10-15 minutes since the other two were taken back. You're all sitting there, and you hear this bell, just dun dun dun, muffled from far away, but loud enough to resonate in this jail. You can assume that it's coming from Castle Lorethian, and it is loud. And you see all the people in the station just kind of stop what they're doing, and you see a couple of them sit back, a couple of them scratch their heads. A couple people keep immediately start talking, and you just see the tone of the room just takes a hit, just becomes somber all of a sudden.
You know what that means? By any chance?
Yeah, having grown up here, do I know what that signifies?
It is in this specific. The bell rings for a number of different circumstances, but in this way that it's ringing, usually signifies someone in the royal family has passed.
Died. Shit.
Specifically the Lorethian family, or the
Specifically the Lorethian, yeah. This is coming from, well, it would be the Galendells, but specifically Castle Lorethian.
Right.
That's where they live.
What was that?
Oh. One of the presiding families has lost someone. One of the Galendells died. Question: has the burning itch between my and my back, has that persisted this whole time, or did that start and then fade?
Oh no! It is, well. It's less so now. It is more. It is dulled a bit, but it is still burning. It feels like you scratched really hard. And funny enough, as Aska's kind of feeling that burning sensation, Blair, in your disguise, you feel this itch creeping up into your neck area.
Sounds good.
The same itch seems to have moved its way up and is now at your collarbone.
I was gonna say for fairness' sake, I would have had you test seeming while we've been in the cage, which I would want to do. I don't know how you want to go about that. But
So disguise self dropped in the cell is what you're saying?
I forgot that it was an hour and a half. So if we could, Blair's been doing this for a couple weeks now. I think she would have noticed it was about to drop and cast seeming.
Okay.
Plus, there are a bunch of us in there. We could
Yeah.
we would.
That is true. Go ahead and give a either sleight of hand or stealth, with advantage, because I imagine you'd be able to say, "Hey guys, we need to like huddle right now, so I can do this."
You can also talk to people in their brains, perhaps. Don't have to do that verbally.
Yeah, I'll say you guys got a bit of enough of a head start. 16.
Not feeling super happy.
What are you talking about? Nailed it.
As you
Shit.
as you cast it, and you are all huddled up, you immediately see one of the guards' eye gets caught. You're just like, "Hey!" like slams on the gate. Just break it up. What are you doing? And you guys emerge and.
She had a wardrobe malfunction.
Do you look the same?
Yeah, exact same. Same exact half-elf thing that we've been doing.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh shit.
Nice.
I think you're good there.
I fuss with clothes, make it look convincing, and give him advantage.
Well, it's because he said she had a wardrobe malfunction.
8.
8? He stares at you.
Have a wardrobe malfunction. Do it on purpose.
All right. Let's just all keep our heads. It's late. No funny business.
Of course not. I'm really not
He
funny.
leans back.
He's really not.
As two guards come back over to you, the gate swings open. All right, you two, come with us.
Are we still locked in the room?
Is it
Yep.
me?
Yeah,
Shit.
They left your ass
I'm
in
in
the
a
room.
severe disadvantage here.
it's okay.
As both of you are pulled into the same kind of setup, the investigator and Mr. Farthing sit down, go, yes, your friends were very, how should we say, loquacious.
Meaning they spoke. I would assume they would, yes.
Yes, they told us a lot of things. Mr. Moonman, is it?
Archibald Moonman. I've been with that.
Oh.
Yes. Mr. Farthing, if you would. This is a more of a just a protocol we have to go through. It won't hurt at all, and it just aids with cooperation. Mr. Farthing. Go ahead and give me charisma saving throws.
Stop it. Okay. Are a save and a check the same thing?
No,
No.
save's different. So save's gonna be in that top box.
Shit.
Same stat, by the way, and I have a 25.
Shit.
I got a 12.
So,
I haven't lied yet. Anyway.
Talad, if the lights goes out and you feel like you're in some kind of area effect. Nothing necessarily feels different. Naomi, you feel like you are intoxicated all of a sudden. You
Yay.
cannot willingly tell a lie.
Sweet.
Yes, and your name was again, Miss
Naomi.
Naomi. Miss Naomi, yes, of course. All right. What were you doing on this fine evening?
Okay, I'm sorry. This is Rachel as a person. I'm not familiar enough with what happened. I haven't been here in 2
You
months.
technically weren't there. The thing with this, you can't say a lie. You don't necessarily have to tell the truth. You don't have to necessarily say anything.
You don't have to talk.
Anybody
asking-
who's been under the effect.
I'm
of
asking
casting
both
would
of you
know this feeling.
what you were doing this night.
Just
Oh, we were-
You created quite a spectacle. You must know what you were doing.
Of course. We were
But also-
back to the Everbright Forge with
Yeah.
Miss Aska. And we had noticed that although it is called Everbright, it was very dark, which alarmed all of us. As we came through, we had assumed the worst and that there was some sort of raid or something along those lines. It troubled Aska greatly, and we treated this as though it were a burglary. But in fact, it was much worse. The forge had gone dark, and there was a fiend creature that was in the house that we had to deal with.
And when you say fiend, you mean what exactly?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. A fiend, it's
Not to be rude, but in certain places, Miss Naomi here would be considered such a thing.
Naomi is a tiefling. There's a difference when it comes into a fiend and a tiefling.
That is what I'm asking.
It
What
looked
is
like tar.
looked like tar?
Indeed.
Description.
A black ichor that's latched to a door frame. Now, a fiend that comes up specifically in one's senses, since I'm a cleric by trade mostly. Although I did say that my occupation is an adventurer because I'm not associated with my own church right now.
Call your ass.
I don't want to
And yeah, he just like takes a look at Mr. Farthing and goes, "And what order would that be if you did associate with him?
The Order of Celestian. I hail from Arkenhaven.
And are you a prominent member in such organization?"
Somewhat.
Just find someone.
Meaning, at some points I have some hefty decisions to make, as a cleric does. Should I give right? Should I not? Should I absolve sin? Or should I preach upon
I'm
a
asking
thing?
specifically in the hierarchy of the organization.
Again, somewhat. Saving the souls of the people is my idea, and stopping things from going bump in the night. I make those decisions every day. And in that way, it is very, very important.
And decisions, and you said for Celestion.
Celestian, yes.
Celestion. So what is Celestion? I'm not familiar in religion too well. What is Celestion a deity of?
Ah, yes. How much time do you have? Have you heard the good word?
Make it brief. Domain.
Domain of the stars. We mostly wish to be the light in the darkness.
Indeed.
Be there for those who do not have that light.
And this light specifically pertains to moonlight, if I am correct. I did happen to see your religious symbol within your stuff, a crescent moon.
Indeed.
This is belonging to Celestion as well.
This is, yes.
Yeah, okay. Somewhat prominent member in the Order of Celestion Moon. When you came into this somewhat prominent position where you sometimes have to make decisions as a cleric of the Order of Celestion, do they assign you the name Moon Man, or do you give it to yourself?
This is one that you give to yourself.
And how did you give such a name to yourself?
Did you see his
I
eyes?
say that it's
I did see his eyes. I am concerned.
There's most are. I can see. Yes, it was, it's a pseudonym. It's to protect my family, mostly.
And, well, what family were they?
If I gave the name, what's the purpose of wearing a mask? Does that make sense?
You wear masks. Often?
For my name, you give a pseudonym.
I think it's a metaphorical mask.
And how back to the topic on hand. How long did you know Miss Aska? Both of you?
3 weeks or so.
I think it's only been like 5 days.
Yeah, something like a week, maybe.
I was like a week. We've been a
Less
week.
than a week. Not long.
Fact check.
I'm gonna guess like 6 days.
We'll say
It was day 15 that
Yeah.
I met Naomi,
So about a week.
and today is day. A lot has happened today. 21.
Oh yeah. So we.
So like a
Almost
week.
3 weeks
Yeah.
or so.
6 days.
So 6 days. Interesting. And these other people that travel with or associate with you and Miss Aska, how long have you known them as well? About the same amount of time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you travel as a group?
That we do.
Interesting. And I guess my final question for the both of you is, how long have you been in the city?
A day. About.
I'm going whatever his answer was.
We arrived together upon the Great Owl.
It was this morning, actually.
Yeah, so like a day.
Yeah.
About a day.
End of the day.
Interesting. Well, I think that
I wish I'd said hanging out
Today.
with this Bixby when he asked what I was doing.
I think that concludes our questioning. Thank you for your cooperation. And the same deal, the two leave, the door closes, and you hear a latch, and you are left in that interrogation cell. 2 guards come back, and the 3 of you are left.
Nailed it.
The guards come in, open the door, and go,
Doodling ensues.
all right,
You're high
you,
in charisma.
you, come on.
Brawlerz.
I'm left alone, and I'm glaring at the other occupant. Like, how many people are in there? Is it just the one guy?
There's like 5 other people now, but the only one who seems to be interested in you is the Elephant Man, who like now walks up to you and goes, "All your friends are gone. Might as well make a new one."
Oh god.
Is it the drunk
I
guy?
just slowly look into his face, and I just stare at him. Just
As we
just
swivel
glare.
away from that, the two of you are brought into an interrogation cell, much the same. The investigator with the ponytail and the goatee
Hey, you're good, dude.
comes in, halfling to his right,
Keep it straight.
and they sit down. They go,
If I wasn't a dragon, I'd be sweating.
"Princess."
Yep.
Mr. Farthing. He nods.
Okay.
Casts the Zone of Truth.
How's the level of attraction on these guys?
Oh boy.
You can't seduce the investigator.
She'll slurp the broger.
So the halfling guy, he's pretty old. He looks like he probably was very attractive when he was younger, but
Probably
he's
easy,
pretty.
though.
He's old. He's gotten up there.
Old Steve Rogers.
He's got he's got a couple of like sunspots on his face.
Probably tastes like pennies.
Stop!
The other guy seems a bit younger, and actually, the more you look at his face,
smell like Nick.
he does actually look a bit familiar. He actually looks a lot like the inspector that you saw earlier in the day.
It was that man.
Like completely different hair and facial facial hair and clothes and everything, but the face shape seems pretty identical the more and more you stare
Wait.
at it.
I was a guard.
I need
now
both
I'm
of
a
you to
half
make
elf. Totally
charisma
different.
saving throws.
Well, no, but I'm thinking something's up.
Dad.
You ain't there.
Was a guard.
I know.
You didn't look at him.
Dirty 20.
19.
Sorry, 20, 19, okay. You guys feel the field pass over you. But don't feel it take hold. He goes, and Princess Lunarium, can't say that I've heard such a name. Where do you hail from? Not Nefasto, surely.
No, from the frozen forest.
Oh, that's quite a bit ways south. How did you end up here? Was this part of the group that Miss Aska has?
Yes. Some of us have been traveling with her for a couple weeks now. We met you a week and a half ago? Out on the roads when we ran into each other.
Like that.
And where might that have been?
On a road towards.
Where the fuck were we heading? Was that?
We were heading back to that.
To Midbury.
God, no.
no.
No, it was the
Yeah,
one up-
Azura's never been to Midbury. I think we're leaving Midbury.
Oh,
It was,
fucking
it was leaving Midbury towards Vassal Crag.
Vassal
I knew it
Crag.
was a V. Towards Vassal Crag.
Oh,
That's where we're
that's,
headed next.
that's quite a ways. And Miss Warbler, you were with them for about did you join at that point, or you had already met Miss Aska?
So I met Aska about 3 weeks ago. So a good bit of time before Azura here joined.
And you met Miss Aska in a similar place, different place. Was this also in Vassal Crag?
We met her in Midbury.
Thank you. I was like, I'm thinking Midbury, but I don't want to be wrong.
Midbury.
No, we met in Midbury.
Interesting. And Miss Warbler, where did you say that you were from again?
Well, born here in Fosto, but kind of been all over, so.
Interesting. All right. And why don't you tell me what you were doing that night?
That night.
Sorry,
Tonight?
this night. It's been. I've been running a double shift. It's been quite a ride, and you are my third interrogation of the night, or interview of the night.
Gotcha. Well,
Noted.
we were traveling with Aska. I'd actually been in the city with her a little bit before our friends joined. I think about a day. So we met them, and then we were heading back to her father's house. I'd already met her father.
And this father, this is Locus.
Yes, owner of the Everbright Forge.
And you had met him when?
I think the night before. I think I've only been here a day. For today. Yes.
2 days ago.
2 days?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we spent a
wasn't
day.
a lie intentionally. 2 days, retcon.
2 days. 2 days.
So been here 2 days
yesterday.
before and then today.
So today you went to see Miss Aska's family, and you had also seen him the day before. Could you walk me through the events of the day, the previous day?
This is so hard on Nicole's brain.
Wait, I thought they
Sure.
scored high enough the thing didn't work.
Yeah.
We stayed with Aska and her father when we first came to town. We went about. Aska had some errands to run. She wanted to get reacquainted with some people in the city. We kind of went all over. I think we ended up in, what's my district called?
Oglire was.
Oglire. I have the word, but I don't want to say it wrong. We ended up in the Oglire ward for a bit, running more errands. We ended up coming back, spending the night, doing more errands yesterday, and then today, meeting up with our friends.
Oglire ward and the Lorethian ward. You've been all over the place in a few days. Oglire ward is something else. Absolutely beautiful. I know some people over there. Errands there. What errands might you have been running?
Oh, I'm not a smith by trade. I'm not sure what everything Aska was doing, but meeting up with old friends. I think she had some paperwork she was running around, getting supplies, selling some of the things that we'd gotten on our travels in the last couple weeks, those sort of things. I know she was trying to help her father with the forge with a few things too.
Interesting. Forge, of course. While you were in Oglire, tell me, have you ever heard of the Empty Bard's Armory?
Sounds vaguely familiar. I think I heard there was a terrible accident there.
Yes. There was.
There's a library that exploded.
That we destroyed.
They leveled.
But you wouldn't have been in that area when it happened, running your
No,
errands.
I'm not quite sure where it is, frankly. I believe it was the Oglire district, but I've never been there.
Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
Oh, well, that's fine. So, that'll be... I'm making sure I'm not cheating from the level up. So that'll be 24? 24.
Well, and you, of course, defeated the scary skeletons that were hiding in Locus's bedchamber.
No skeletons. When we got there, the forge was dark. Aska was kind of concerned, and we kind of went through the house trying to find what was going on, and there was a weird, slimy, black creature above one of the doorways. I think her father's room.
And what part did you play in this, princess? We have a few different reports on people spotting you before they spot the actual commotion.
You see, I have dissociative identity disorder.
Like a comforting nod.
Undiagnosed.
Yes.
Indeed.
What did you mean by saw me before?
Oh, well, we have some eyewitness accounts of you taking to the sky, glowing like daylight in the night sky, launching a flaming cart through a unsuspecting window, and creating a fireworks show that one lovely elderly lady said almost stopped her heart.
I did. Looks at Blair a little shocked.
Damn. It's your nature.
Do not remember this.
No.
No. It could have happened.
He like looks at Mr. Farthing. We'll make one more. And you're sure you don't remember
That wouldn't be a lot.
12
anything?
doesn't do it, does it?
Shit.
8.
Shit!
Both
Okay,
of you
but he doesn't.
feel just like
He's just be like, I don't know.
He can't
strength.
knowingly tell a
He
lie.
can't
They don't
knowingly tell a lie.
remember,
If
then
you
it's not a
know,
lie.
You can't say I don't know because you do.
Don't, yeah.
But if you don't know, we'll see where that goes. But you do both feel washed over. Would there be any reason? Were you drinking that night?
No, I wasn't.
Sorry, this night. I keep doing that.
I wasn't drinking. I don't know of these actions that claim to be mine.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you know of any reason why she would have blacked out if you have traveled with her?
You said you don't know anything about the Lunariums or anything, right?
Not to my knowledge, no. This is the first one I've met.
So, they have a thing where it's not religious, where the goddess they worship, Saloon, she has a sort of conduit person that she can speak through.
Fucking
And
spill the beans.
on our travels, we've learned that Azura is in fact that conduit. So sometimes she gets access to the powers. She does not always remember what she did while having the powers. But
Indeed.
anyone in the group can
We're
attest to
fucked.
this.
We're fucked.
Have you ever had ability to, I don't know, you're obviously very powerful based on the eyewitness accounts. Have you ever changed form,
No.
changed into animals perhaps?
No,
You can't knowingly lie.
I've changed as a beast, not animals. Unless you're gonna.
That's
Intent of the question.
intent of the question. Sure.
Objection.
Objection.
So,
I'm a
yes.
fucking druid.
Yes. Do you turn into animals often, or beasts,
like
or
boats.
any other form that is not yours?
Not often, no.
Just when the need arises.
And yeah, no, it's been a while. I haven't been in the city. I haven't transformed in the city at all.
You didn't transform last night? To your knowledge, well, you don't have any knowledge. She didn't transform last night.
No.
Saloon doesn't count as transforming. That's just possession.
Not in this
Yeah,
instance. He's
not
asking
in this
specifically for like
instance.
animal.
No.
And she wouldn't have transformed last night as well.
She wasn't in
Weren't
town.
In the city. In the city? She wasn't in the city last night. Or, you know what I mean?
But you were in the city last night.
Yes.
So you were not together last night.
No, we arrived separately. We said that. Weren't you listening?
Ooh. Care.
Scribbles down.
It's Blair.
He's close.
Rude
I
ass
was
bitch.
listening. In fact,
Blair.
Fuck.
so do you have any such powers into turning into other things?
No.
Do you have any powers at all?
Oh, yes.
What might be the nature of these abilities?
Are you familiar with bards?
I am.
Have you heard of this?
So you would say that you yourself are a bard.
Yes.
Play it might be
that's what I
fine too.
myself
But
am.
you said you've never been to a hub of musical knowledge such as the Empty Bard's Armory.
I'd heard it was sort of a library, if one could consider that.
Well,
I heard it was
I love how the middle two are like,
I heard it was a bad
shit!
but you yourself have never been there to scout it out in person.
Fuck.
I may have been once.
And this once, did it happen to be last night?
Was that last night? It's been a while.
Yeah.
It technically went yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
It might have been.
So, no, not last night.
Excuse us for one
Ask
moment.
the correct questions.
He nods to Farthing, and they get up and leave the room. The door closes and latches.
Blair's just gonna move you.
What did I do?
It's not you.
Can we take a step and it's just me and Kurt just like hanging out and I'm drawing.
Yeah.
Arms are too short for this.
I'm just like listening to like
Man, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's been a while. As you are waiting there, Aska, a guard finally comes and corrals you. The door swings open to the holding cell. He kind of nudges the elephant man away from you a little bit and goes,
I
Come on,
like to think
your
the
turn.
elephant man is either unconscious on the ground or cowering in the back of the room by now. But that's just my
a
imagination.
little bit of both. A little bit of like trickle of random blood coming from a split lip that no one saw.
I didn't know.
Very
You are taken by yourself to an interrogation room. And you are sitting in there alone for a few minutes.
Sorry, we weren't escorted back to cells. We're just chilling in these.
We're
You were
chilling in
chilling
the-
in the same room
We're
that you were
fucked.
interrogated in, yeah.
so
They are
me and him
keeping
are
you guys
together, you two
separated.
were together, their two were
Shit.
together, we're all separate.
Oh boy. Okay.
So you have the two magic users in one room.
Everybody here.
This was a bad combination.
I'm not.
You're not.
As you are sitting there alone, the door
Uh-huh.
finally
Fair.
swings open. You
I
see
have-
Duster, dark green, hanging all the way
I
down to
hellish
the
rebuke in
floor.
darkness.
Like him.
Walks up, papers
I
in
don't think
hand,
I've ever used either.
slams the
of them.
papers on the desk, and the figure sits down, and you see, you wouldn't know that it was any different, but you don't see the goatee and the ponytail of the investigator that had interviewed the rest of them. You see the same short hair and face
Westmore?
that you saw at the bank and that you saw at Foreign
Yep.
Best is shop. You see him sitting across from you, puts the papers down, and he sits and he just stares at you. And leans forward.
I'd like some tea. And something to smoke.
Puts his hands on the desk and lifts them up, and you see a nice steaming little cup of tea next to a little cigarello, and he scoots him across the table.
Excellent.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Tough day.
Long day. Now, do I besides this, I don't recognize him from anywhere else, right? I don't recognize him as someone I knew in the guard or anything like that.
Make an intelligence check.
Raw intelligence. +5. No. 13.
13.
Yeah.
No, he seems vaguely familiar, but
Okay.
nothing comes to mind other than like you did see him twice already.
And he. Yeah. Okay. We keep running into each other, it seems.
Oh no, we do not run into each other. I am following you.
That is what that means.
I don't like this.
You are very interesting.
And you're very annoying. Can we get to the point?
Oh, excuse my excitement. I'm just a bit giddy. Didn't think I'd actually get a chance to talk with you. He told me to kill you.
Damn it!
Yes, that's what I thought.
But I don't want to. It's much more fun this way. I think. Don't you?
So what is your name?
Oh. What is my name? And he like waves his hand and you see just like Mystique style just his skin change and you see this fair-skinned like younger guy with big bushy yellow hair. He goes, I could be a bartender somewhere. His skin changes again and you see the face of your father with long pointed ears. I could be a loving hand. It changes back to this individual that you saw at Foreign Bess's shop. I want to tell you my name, but then I think you'd try to find out who I am.
I think Aska's face is mostly impassive, but the cigar thing incinerates in her hands.
Oh. He makes another one in his hand. Maybe this one will work better for you.
I take a sip of tea.
I'm sure you must be brimming with questions. Ask one, just one.
Fuck this. I don't like this.
How long?
How long?
How long have you been following me?
Oh. Officially or unofficially? Either way, the answer's roughly a week or so. But I've been watching you for much longer than that.
Fuck.
I've wanted to come up to you so many times, but that would be interfering. So annoying, the bureaucracy of it all. Don't you agree?
Yes, well, as you know by now, I had enough of that.
Indeed. Me too. It's getting taxing. And you gave me such courage. Maybe I could defy an order. No, I don't think I could. I'm not strong like you are, Aska. You said goodbye to it all. You had the world at your fingertips. But no, friendship is more important. I will remember you when I'm sitting at his side. I really will. Besides, I feel like we've always been connected, but never knew it.
Is this my Joker? What the heck is this?
I don't want to kill him.
Alright.
I love it. I mean, this is fun.
Well, perhaps we are mirrors of each other.
I
You-
like that.
You can blend in wherever you go. I have, well, stood out my entire life.
Oh.
Been exceptional. You, well, I suppose only one of us can kiss someone else's feet for eternity.
I suppose that might be true. But then again, only one of us can live the life with a silver spoon. Some of us have responsibilities and duties that maybe weren't entirely ours, but, you know, daddy problems. And he, like, spins around. Uh-oh, someone's coming. Not good. And he just bamps out of there. There's a thick cloud of red smoke that just fills the room. And you hear the door open, and wearing the same outfit, but with a goatee and a ponytail, accompanied by a little halfling, the two investigators enter the room and go, Miss Ask...
Yeah.
Cigarillas.
How are you smoking in here? And he runs up and takes the cigar out of your hand. Oh, I guess there's no point now. He just kind of hands it back to you. It's like it's already fucking smoky in here.
Yeah, well, you have very poor security.
Mr. Farthing. Make a charisma saving throw.
I knew you were going to ask for this, so I got a 21.
21. You do not feel the effects take hold. So,
Yeah.
you are the great Miss Aska. The reason why everyone is in here tonight.
Yes.
So, why don't you tell your side of the story then? We've accounted for the rest of your group, and they gave a very detailed picture of what transpired.
I'm sure they did. We have nothing to hide. 21 days ago, I met, well, most of the people in that room. All but 2 of them. 3 of them. All but 3 of them. Wow. Things have changed a lot. It's been a long 3 weeks. by a series of events, we have found ourselves traveling around the county and, well, made some decisions that resulted in a bit of violence at my home.
Yes, and this violence, this was to stop the tar-like, fiendish creature that was on the doorframe. Is that correct?
Yes, more or less. Is Arden Vox still with the guard here?
Yes, I would assume Arden is, unless something has changed in the last 24 hours. Why, is this another friend of yours? You seem to know a lot of people, Miss Sinnigan.
I grew up in the district. Did you?
Grew up, but you do not live here anymore. You were visiting your father. You got in yesterday, is that correct?
I arrived 2 days ago.
2 days.
Which, if you have already spoken to Blair, and I know that you have, she's told you.
Yes. Yes, Miss Blair did tell us. She told us enough. I'll be frank with you, Miss Sendigiven. Do you have any knowledge of any of the events, the tragedy that transpired at the Empty Bard's Armory in the Oglyre Ward? We have testimony that you were there on the day of the event.
Yes, I was there.
With very powerful individuals.
Which very powerful individuals?
Oh, well, Miss Warbler mainly. She tells us all about how she's very skilled in the arcane arts. And, I don't know if you are aware, but a magical event transpired around the time of your visit. Do you know anything about this, specifically in connection to Miss Warbler?
I was there, as you have noted, and I know that that same afternoon, the building collapsed. I was still in the district.
But you don't know anything, any reason why the building would have collapsed? You didn't see anything?
Well, you said it yourself, there was a magical event.
But you don't know the nature of such event.
I heard something about a giant red ape that was on some notice boards. I think I had some town criers saying something about it.
Yes, yes, a red ape was responsible for the destruction. Has not been apprehended. In fact, it seems to have disappeared, which leads us to believe in some sort of polymorph effect. Now, there's another individual traveling with your group who has access to such abilities, is there not?
You can ask any of them. I am a little self-absorbed at times. There's a lot of family drama, and I cannot say for sure the precise extent of any of their capabilities.
So you have never seen any of them transform their body into a more beast-like appearance?
I have seen Azura do that, but she was not here yesterday.
She was not. Yes, we did get that testimony as well. Also, while we were bringing in your friends, you also seem to have a giant owl companion with you in your midst. Does this belong to you?
Visible disgust.
Does this owl belong to you and your family?
No.
Who might the owl belong to?
Well, it may have forgotten, but I believe the owl belongs to Azura's family.
Azura's family. So Azura's family owns the owl, but she was not. She got in this morning, correct?
My owl.
I believe so, yes.
We do have eyewitness testimony that a giant owl was seen the day
Yes.
before,
Yes, you would have done.
on the day that you would have arrived into town. Is this correct?
Yes,
But Azura was not with you.
correct.
So there's 2 owls.
There
That one
were
went.
2 owls. I do not know where the first one went.
Indeed, indeed. All right. Well, we thank you for your cooperation. We'll take this back to the proper authorities, and once we have cross-referenced everything, you will most likely be ready to go. Thank you for your
And how long do you
cooperation.
think that will be?
It's hard to tell. I think they have to do their last bit of questioning, kind of circle back on some of the topics that we've uncovered through our questioning.
Is there more?
Probably not more than an hour at the most.
Well, just so you know, I'm being hunted by demons. And things will be better for you and yours the faster I, at least, am gone from here.
Make a persuasion check. And he just looks at Farthing and he's like, "Do you want me to cast it again?"
No, she's telling the truth. It's the most truthful she's been the entire time.
Can it be intimidation?
Sure. That hits different though.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with persuasion then. I'm not trying to get on his bad side. That's just a 13.
Don't want to strong
Persuasion.
arm the stronger.
Yeah, you're not really in a position.
I don't want to get on your bad
Okay,
side.
so you said 13. He just
Yeah.
goes, "Well, I assure you that you are in the safest place for you, and there are many capable people to deal with such an incursion if the need arises."
Oh no.
And they both stand up and exit, close behind you, and you hear the door latch.
And as soon as he does, I start scratching at my back.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's therapeutic. Oh, you have to get in there. But the more you scratch, the more it does burn. But it feels good and then hurts after.
Use the door frame. It's always the best.
No, Asuka has too much dignity for that.
While we've been alone, like, the door closes, wait a beat. I'm gonna try to message in directions, like, are you there? Like, it'll take a while. I'm running through names, like, sending it individually, but just
Same.
while that
Can you hear me now?
interrogation is going on.
Telekinesis.
Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Just roll a d20 for me.
Yo, dog, where you at?
15.
15. Kirk, you get hit. As you point in random directions, you finally get a hit on Kirk.
Can you hear me now?
Are you there?
So I'm just like,
In my head, yes. I am here.
I'm assuming you can deduce which direction.
Yeah, no,
this
you're like,
turns.
that one.
Yep.
We are here.
They
Where are
went
you?
first, so I know he's with Delilah. How did your interrogation go? Mine and Azura's was horrible.
Oh, well. Oh, no. That's bad. Why did it go terribly? We nailed it.
Nailed it.
We nailed it.
glad you were in a room with me, thank
Way,
God.
way too much.
Are they... I have some suspicion. Are they asking about the library?
Oh, they know.
Fuck!
As you send that, with your 25 passive, you hear footsteps outside the door
Gotta
of
go.
someone coming back.
That finger away.
The door unlatches and swings open. I'm going to use the restroom.
You can hit pause.
Yeah, if you wanna pause it.
Flirt it up. We need all the advantage we can get.
Pause button.
We'll whore out Azor.
Just didn't talk.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh boy! Who'd
We're
have
recording
thought that?
again.
Don't talk to cops!
All right. Don't
no.
talk
You
to
asked
cops.
for a lawyer.
I just hang out with Bixby's.
I know
The
my
door
rights.
swings open, and one figure walks through. closes the door behind them. They have a long, flowy black dress on. Kind of got a bit of lavender cuffs that kind of open up. Fair skin, curly black hair that's kind of been neatly ponytailed back, with just a bit of white strand hanging down. She walks up and sits down, and you have seen this figure before. Azura, you have not. And Blair, you have, although not in this form, you know this to be Kaishari. You met her in Oglyre Castle, and she was kind of a weird family friend, kind of told that she was your godmother, but you've only met her a handful of times. But now she is sitting across from you two, just sitting completely upright, smiling. Good evening.
Hi there.
I don't usually get to do things like this, but I guess you bump elbows with the right people, and they let you in on some secrets.
Is the zone still up?
You would assume so, yeah. Well, let me check the duration on it.
Because we were under it with Garrick before, so I feel like we'd recognize it dissipating.
It lasts an hour.
Oh no, it's totally still up then. Yeah, I know, it's been like 20, 30 minutes.
And it lasts an hour every time
What
you
is-
cast it and it resets.
Yeah.
Not
So
sure.
it is still up, yes.
Wait,
Wait.
which spot?
Wait, if
If it resets,
It resets the time, yeah, but everybody within range has to make a
Well, no,
saving
but if
throw.
he makes a separate
Right.
location.
but
So
he
when it's
he left the room and
for
recast
Asco,
it in
it
different
dissipate for
places.
us.
So it would have
Depends-
dissipated.
Well, it would
If it's
dissipate
concent-
on
if it's
you, but if
concentration.
you're in the same, if you're within
What's the range on?
the range, you have to roll again. You'd be under the effect.
I thought the
No,
range was
Zone
only
of
like 10
Truth is only
feet.
10 minutes anyways.
Oh, is it 10 minutes? I thought it was an hour. Oh, well then never mind.
You do not think you're under the influence of it.
Cool.
Sweet.
She's just kind of sitting candidly.
That little guy must be tired. He's casting these.
That's the only thing.
I'll be
Spell slots in a bottle, just
quite forthright with you. It seems that you have piqued some interest within the upper management of the Rethian Guard. Now, don't worry. These things don't have to go higher up the chain. But it does seem like you've been implicated pretty heavily in an event the other night. Well, other afternoon? Afternoon. Now, I don't want you to tell me if you were in on it or not. In fact, I kinda hope I hope the skills that were shown there are at your disposal. The timing of such a showing seems to have gone a bit south, as you were not the only ones there at the time of the armory being destroyed. You see, there was a member of the Galendels on the property
Oh,
Fuck.
when it went down.
no problem. No problem.
The young heir,
Here I am digging this hole.
Sakar.
You got fucked.
He was there for one reason or another, but unfortunately, due to the injuries he sustained a couple of hours ago, he passed on into the next realm.
Did we fucking kill a child, guys?
They did.
How old?
I mean,
was
how
he? I
old
would
is
know this.
Air?
When she
Like,
drops the name Sakar, your mind kind of sets in. You remember Sakar Galendel, betrothed
yeah.
of Lyra Kybella on the wedding that you skipped out on.
Yep.
And the face that you only saw once, never actually got to meet him because it was an arranged marriage. You remember the face of the guard that you saw when you landed, and the same guard that you bumped into at the armory.
You'll never.
I don't know how someone's eyes look when they're being composed, but they realize they've totally murdered somebody that they never even thought they'd see again, but that's what flashes across her eyes.
And she sees it, and
But the rest is, like, composed.
You'll never have to go through with it.
You know what?
Holy shit!
That's one way to get out of an arranged marriage.
now,
Manslaughter? Yeah.
now, if
I mean, probably for many counts.
It wasn't targeted, it's only manslaughter.
now
Many counts.
There was an intent.
the extent of your involvement in such an event, whether
Reckless homicide.
accidental or not, has caused quite a stir in the political sector of this ward.
That's on you, Sully!
To say
Keep going.
to say the least, there are people looking for this red ape. Now,
Basically a red herring for y'all. just
this
saying.
is the part where I get to
Red
tell you
herring.
that there is hope. There is a way out of the sticky situation. But it requires trust and truth.
Can I insight check her if she's, like, being real with us? Like, I
Sure.
want to help you, or is this a trap?
Yeah, make an insight check.
It's
Unless she's
not
actually
gonna
your
fuck
lawyer.
11.
11. She seems very composed.
See, the thing is, you're fine, you're not.
Now, I need you to tell me, as Mr. Farthing, they keep him on payroll, but I am not part of the Lorethian Guard, so I do not have to play by their rules and their protocols. I'd like to ask you, forthright, are there any effects that you are casting at this moment? Any effects that I should know about?
She just nods.
Why would you be honest?
Because my
Why
insight
wouldn't
roll
you?
was shit, and I'm already neck deep in this hole.
Can I have...
You've reached rock bottom and decided to dig.
You're dead.
Now, I have but one other question to ask you, as I have not met you yet, but I have heard of your family. I wish to see the stronghold one day. It is on my to-do list. And you, out of all your friends, I have taken looks at them, not got to talk to them. But one I have talked with, two I have talked with. And I believe the third I may have spoke with is in this room. Have you ever been to Castle Oglyre in a similar effect?
Nods.
Blair, you're fucked.
I got a shovel. I'm gonna keep digging.
I'm sweating.
Fucking damn it.
I'm
You're
tired.
fine.
I'm tired of digging, Grandpa.
This is politician shit.
She's not gonna just fill the beans. That's not.
Like, you've never seen Blair so serious and so stressed.
I want to see the hammer fall. I want to see it. I want to see it.
No. This is not a
Blair
hammer.
you've
This
never
is a
experienced
slow
before, is there?
twisting.
Oh, the
Yeah.
world's-
You've seen snarky, you've seen rude, you've seen
World falling apart.
all sorts of things.
This is your world crumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh, join
Kind
the
of all
cult.
things.
And Chris!
Oh my god!
He's had that for like 10
Primary
minutes.
eye.
it's been a while, guys.
This is normal.
Yeah, this
That's-
is
that's
normal,
Chris.
but
Come on.
She just kind of stares at you and nods. I thought so.
Fuck, we were
Well,
I have to trust her because I have no other choices.
Oh yeah, sure.
so that is...
be thankful this is your godmother.
So I would assume that those two individuals were also there and were probably the primary cause of such destruction.
the 2 other people?
The rest of your group, I have not got the chance to meet them.
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
You seem very skilled, especially in taking down threats that no one else probably could, if I am to believe the reports. The guards would not have stood well against such a creature. But yet you all made it out alive. Although the Galen elves will be furious and the manhunt is ongoing, such things can be massaged. Such restrictions can be loosened. And things can be swept under rugs if the proper conditions are met. I know this must be a lot to take in, but let me cut it to you shortly. The Galendels find themselves with a new problem, a problem that was there before the death of their eldest son.
Oh no.
Outside of the city, well, outside of the ward, near, actually, where you just were, Everbright Forge. To the north of it is a district called Depthfell. I don't know if you know of it, but it is a mining district.
A mine.
A very old mining district. One of the oldest in the ward. Last week, while digging in one of the 4 main shafts, they found what can only be described as the entranceway to a gauntlet.
Oh, what?
A gauntlet.
Fuck.
What's that?
The
They found a
pre-built
dungeon, that's it?
structure. A few miners did check it out, and they were never heard from again. Naturally, the guard were cautious to send men in there. The one scouting party they did try, only one returned, and he did so without legs and not of his own volition.
Fuck!
They have no idea what might be down there. But that is what scares them. Because if we found a way in, now anything that's down there might have a way out. And obviously, normal guards and payroll men
That was essentially where
are
someone
not
was
enough
suicidal.
for such a task. So,
You want us to go?
the captain of the guard, while yes, the manslaughter of a royal family member is of top priority, this may pose a bigger threat. And if the same players can help alleviate such a threat, perhaps tensions can be smoothed. Especially if I work the right ears.
She's just wide-eyed staring. Not breaking eye contact the entire time.
She just kind of like brushes her hair back, and as she does, she goes, I know it must be hard to trust at the moment, but believe me, I wish you nothing but the best. And as she does and like brush her hair with the passive perception, your crazy ass thing, you see the sleeve move but like a centimeter, and a glint of green scale is visible on her arm.
Definitely like tilts head blocking it.
Yeah.
Y'all got dragon bits in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your friends are isolated, so it may be hard for you to
Not those
contact
bits.
them. So I'm going to arrange their release, as well as yours, under the condition that you go to Depthfall, you find You find the foreman there, and he'll show you the rest. Of course, you can always decline, and the guard will be obligated to finish their investigations and post their findings. And at that point, there's not much I can do. So, she stands, curtsies a bit. I leave you to your thoughts. You'll be released shortly. Exits the room, closes it. You do not hear the lock latch. You hear her footsteps walk away.
So we've just been chilling. Like she didn't come talk to us at all or anything like that. Nope. Yeah, figured.
I was
originally doodling, but I got bored of that, so
What
now
was the
I'm
last
changing the
message?
color
The
of all the
last
flames in the
message
room
was
with
like,
thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Because I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm just like Talad, you're just watching
For
the
the
light
record,
show change.
'cause that was right
And
before
Naomi,
she
you're
walked
having
in.
fun with it.
So
You're
when
making
she
like
walked in, you
strobe
responded.
rave, and then you hit like this one type of red,
You can still hear me.
and as you do,
Yeah, you'll
just
pop in my
briefly
head.
in the
I just can't
flames, you
message
see a
back for a couple
face just like,
minutes.
Do they know
and
I
then you
can?
change the
that
color,
bitch.
They know
and
we-
it's gone
they
again.
know we
That bitch.
blew it up.
And then you just don't
Interesting.
hear back
It's
from
nice
me for a
shade.
couple minutes.
There's knocks on all of your doors.
So if I'm
I'm
just
still
like
changing the lights.
And the
a
guards see
terrible
you changing the
movie.
lights. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just close up
I'm
away.
having a great time.
You're free to go. Come on.
Alright, cool.
And they all escort you out. You're all.
What did
You're,
he say?
We're free. Cool.
But they.
Where's
you are escorted
It's like,
out
where's
of the
my
building.
box?
For the record, basically for Kirk, we established they know, and then he responds, "What they know," and then you don't hear from me for like a couple minutes. and
Yep, they
then
walk you
knock.
out. You are handed your box, and he goes,
Are
"Yeah,
they shattered?
I didn't take a next
Yeah,
round of
how-
flames." There looks like there's one that's a little bit broke. That wasn't broke before. All of you are giving your stuff back.
You have the chest
I
inside my chest, oh boy.
burned a handprint into the table.
Spite.
Fucking okay.
As you guys are all just kind of left outside, eventually Azura and Blair join you guys out front.
Blair is trying to look normal, but she's like not making eye contact with anyone.
Everything good? We're good?
Ditto.
So we're both
he
just
knows
like.
them.
So
hand in
I
the
noticed
jar.
and I'm like, you alright? You alright?
What? Yeah.
So Kirk,
Well,
Let's get away. Let's go. We're free. We're good to go. Let's
yeah,
go.
come on.
Let's leave.
Quite.
What do you mean,
I'm
wait?
not exactly free.
What do you mean?
Leaves.
Let's get out. Let's go. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go away from here.
So
Alright, see ya.
we kind of have an ultimatum.
Oh.
What do you mean an ultimatum? I thought we were free.
no, I'm.
We're like
It's
right
never that
outside,
easy.
right?
Let's go away.
Are we
We're
like
not gonna
outside or
walk
still
out.
in the building?
You're like down the front steps.
I'm immediately looking for Bixby.
Blair is still not looking at anyone. Let's just
Look
go a
around,
little
you don't
further
see
away
any
and we'll talk
Bixby's.
about it.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna be sad if he doesn't.
I feel like
come
this would
back.
be good over a glass of cold milk.
Or more.
Good luck.
It's not
More
strong.
milk?
We should go.
What season is it? Are we in summer?
It is. Actually, at this point in the night, it is about like
Bless you.
55 to 60 degrees. It is reaching the like midpoint of fall.
So Azura's
I'm in my armor.
It's definitely a very cool night.
I take one of my capes out of my bag and just like pop them. Like, okay, what's going on?
We need to take a walk, apparently.
Let's walk.
Yep.
Let's walk. Let's not talk until we get to some place we can drink.
Okay, fine.
Nodding.
Everyone,
You guys looking
walk
for
this
a bar?
way.
Talk this way.
Looks at Aska. I'm guessing any alcohol at your father's was destroyed.
Don't know.
Is her dad alive? Like,
We
I don't
don't know.
think we went into the kitchen.
One
there are
thing at a
bigger
time. Baby-
issues.
Baby steps, one thing at a time.
We can only handle so much.
A tavern. A tavern. A tavern.
We'll analyze that trauma later.
You guys
That's a surprise.
walk
to all.
away from the jail, and eventually you find right near you guys a nicer looking tavern called Main on Main. The first Main is obviously A and E, and there's a picture of a lion on the
Sounds like shit they put in Waxhaw though, so I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You guys enter, and it's a pretty good little space. A good little ambiance. There's a roaring fire pit, like right in the middle of the room, kind of Skyrim style, throwing light everywhere. And there is a slightly elevated stage off to the left-hand corner, where a fiddleist and a flutist are kind of like dancing in a circle, playing very upbeat. See probably a dozen or so people scattered around at different tables, talking and drinking. And you also see a bar that's got a few people drinking on it, and the bartender immediately clocks you and kind of nods to you guys and keeps serving though.
What's like the furthest table from anyone possible?
Over in the left-hand side, immediately as you enter the room, you guys just immediately go over to this isolated table.
I guess Blair looks at Kirk and then looks at Azura, looks at Aska apologetically.
You already know what's going on. Can you go get drinks while she explains?
Of course, yeah.
Wow.
And then I guess I take orders from everybody. Looking
Strongest thing on the menu.
Food. Strongest thing on menu and food.
What's the food?
You're hoshing her buzz.
You don't have to eat it.
Well, yeah, no,
you
we're taking personal
you walk up
orders.
to the bar
Saying, hold the
and
food. You
give
can
the
get food.
order.
I get food.
You give the order and say strongest thing on the menu. And a
shot.
voice immediately to your right goes, "Well, I like a girl that can handle alcohol, that's for sure."
God damn it!
That one's on me, Baki. And you see a gold coin just flip over the bar.
Is he attractive?
God damn
You
it!
turn and
Is he
you
an
see
Uggo?
you see almost like well, how do you pronounce his last name? Kari Elvies, or how do you pronounce it? The dude from
Carrie
Princess
Ellis?
Bride.
Carrie Ellis.
Yeah. He's just got nice blonde hair, kind of cut right by his
Oh,
ears.
he's so pretty.
That's
Damn
the
it.
Princess
Blonde
Bride.
mustache and
Or Robin Hood in tights.
good
Yeah.
clothing, not tattered at all. A little bit of purple. Got the puffy like cross stitched plaid on the sides. He looks like he's got some cash. It looks like.
What?
I'm in
Oh.
danger.
Yeah.
I'm in danger.
Self-inflicted, but I.
What kind of you?
We're never getting our drinks.
Could I perhaps
Never.
ask for a name?
Azura.
Azura.
Azura Luminarium.
Lunarium. That's a bit of a mouse.
Sorry, Princess Azura.
Ah, that explains it.
Mhm.
I thought that was too fancy of a name for the common crowd that's in here this afternoon.
And
I
just
love how
look
the
at
music
bar-
does not match right now.
I look at the barkeep and like give him a gold coin. Can you bring it to my friends over there? I'm too busy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Walks over.
We got our drinks.
You got your food. You got your food.
More than I thought we'd get.
Milk.
She took orders, I'm assuming.
Strongest thing on menu, though.
No,
was
yeah,
it.
I just said I took orders of what everybody.
She
what everything.
rattled off food,
I
milk.
thought you were too distracted by the dick.
I was just trying to expedite.
Oh, okay, cool. I feel like it would have been funny, though, if I'm just sitting here like,
Eventually, your drinks come back, but Azura does not. What do you guys do? You get your drinks back.
So what's the catch?
So, I hope everyone's discussions went well. Mine and Azura's went south very quickly, with much more shared than anyone intended.
Did you get us caught in some sort of
I know nothing's so
comeuppance of things?
Everything that could be known is known.
The yellow ones
essentially.
are weird.
Looks
They're
at
all
Aska,
weird.
assuming
The
that they
blueberry
told
ones are
her.
good.
What? I missed the end of that.
Looks at Aska, assuming that they mentioned that, like, oh, we know everything. Or like a nod of, yep, they know.
Yeah.
So,
Also, I'm still being followed by demons. Just
gestures at Aska and Kirk. While we were at my family's castle, they met my godmother, and she made an appearance in our holding area, and essentially said that she knows who I am, who you guys are, what we did, pretty much everything that the guards know, and maybe a little bit more.
Now, what exactly did what? Do they know about Elias, or are you
Oh,
meant?
the armory, by the way, looks at Aska and Kirk.
Yeah.
You're you're familiar with the whole formerly betrothed member
Yes.
of... Yeah.
We've had
He
this
was
conversation.
in the wreckage and is no longer with us at all.
Was he the one that the way they did the bell ring?
Yes.
There's like an extremely haunted,
You just see
like,
you just see Delilah just kind of slowly, just kind of.
The ringing of the bells.
When we were in the room?
Yes,
That's what that meant?
that's what that meant.
Yep.
That was us? That was you?
No.
Yes. That was me.
Like you've seen Blair, like we've killed a lot at this point, just never had this level of reaction ever to any information.
So hold on. Let me get this straight. So before we came, something happened with the three of you that resulted in the person you were supposed to marry to die. And let me guess, they found out, and now something.
Well, I don't think that they know I am who I am, but rather that I'm not who I claim to be, and that I was there and took part.
Because here's the funny thing, they didn't ask Kirk anything about that.
Well, you all went first. They didn't have that information at that time.
But they know.
They know now.
They know now.
I don't think they know about you, though.
Do they?
Based on what my godmother said, yes. Or at
Yes.
least she does. I don't know what she knows.
What
What did they ask everyone? They just asked us what we were doing there.
That was what I was, and they tried to get my real name, and I'm not going to give it because fuck them.
Look, you'd think the people skills between us, me and Gestures and Azura, we would have been better at this.
What did you
just have to
say?
Stonewall.
Everything.
But what is everything? I need context.
It was started with just timeline when we arrived, where we went. It went to our abilities, who we are. It went south
So
very
what
quickly.
happened?
She spilled the beans.
No. What happened? What is the event?
We went to this tiny library establishment that's really just for hanging out.
I was
Not great
attacked.
for research.
I was attacked by 3 shadow demons. Or
It was
4.
me and
3 or 4
Aska.
shadow demons.
And yes, Aska was
In the
attacked.
course of defending
Fought.
ourselves, we may have brought down the building.
You guys
Completely
never
destroyed
mentioned. You guys never mentioned Kirk.
No.
So they don't know he's involved. That's what I'm
They
getting.
never mentioned Kirk.
No, but my
She-
godmother did. So that's
Your
what I'm saying.
godmother
and,
said?
and the
So
inspector.
You just said your
was-
opinion. Your.
She said, "Were you in the castle yesterday under this false
With
guise?"
the other two.
And then she tied that to
Two.
you because she saw you and Aska already there, and she's like,
Yes.
"You're associated with them two outside of here. Was that you?"
Because okay, so
Although, I never took off my helmet.
objection.
yeah, you never
No.
took off your helmet.
But you're a red lady.
Okay, at this
That
point.
flickers.
Well,
There's enough-
None of
there's
them
enough
can
there
see
to
where the
draw.
helmet is on, and the coat is on, and not the gloves and stuff.
It
Like
seemed
that.
like she had a pretty good idea
Yes.
once seeing the individuals.
Yeah.
again.
Okay, I'm
That's-
sorry.
I know that.
Yeah.
My confusion was
Guards don't know about you. Godmother
because
does.
they keep on noting that
I-
she can fucking
That's the
change your
thing.
name.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm trying to.
I was
So,
just like, oh,
Yes.
you guys are fucked.
so during the interrogation at some point, I think they think Azura has something to do with our incident. She wasn't even in town. They know that. I don't know what it's about. Anyways, Godmother essentially is the reason that we are all out right now and not still under investigation.
But not free.
Currently, we are not free. She would like us to go to Depthal, which is some sort of mining district somewhere. And essentially, there is an entrance to a gauntlet that is killing everyone who adventures there. So
Yeah,
our
sounds
options
familiar.
are
Yes,
suicide mission again,
very
or
familiar.
complete persecution by a noble family again.
Perilous danger, threat of jail, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Well, here's the other thing, and again, I don't mean any ill will to you. You are my friend, and I love you very much. But because of actions of you three, we're thrown into the shit.
Well, I mean, I think
Yes.
blowing up Aska's home probably
That was
got
kind
you
of the
thrown
nail in
into
the
the
coffin.
ship.
That
Yeah.
was
I've-
also my fault.
I think that was part
In
of
their
it. You're guilt by
defense, it
association.
sounds like they were attacked first.
They were, but that's the
Doesn't
thing.
matter,
It doesn't
though.
matter to them. To us, it's just because of association, we're thrown into as well. So
Yeah,
we
so
could be
because we-
charged with murder or whatever that it is
Well,
because of you three.
There's just
Again, I love you all very much, Mr. Kirk. I don't really know you that well. I would like to get to know you, but because of you two,
All they did was defend themselves.
but
right? But to what I'm saying is, I
I
get
hear
you.
what you're saying,
and
but
a-
their actions weren't optional.
and
And again, I get that, but
was killed.
But in societal
Somebody's got to answer for
purposes,
that. We Diana'd a motherfucker.
yeah, we Princess Diana'd someone.
Oh no.
And they're covering it up. So
We're
they
keeping this-
Diana.
I feel that we should be speaking in a lower tone.
Well, all this is hushed. Yes, all
I'm
this is hushed.
assuming
Oh,
it was
yeah.
understood.
I mean, it's still hush. It gets a little loud at one point. Azura, you hear like vaguely them. Oh my god! Yeah. As they're talking, how are you doing?
Yeah,
at the
how are
bar?
you doing?
How are you doing at the bar?
What?
I said, how are you doing at the bar?
Pretty sure she's
Did we
halfway
ever
to
get our
giving you to
drinks?
Andy.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Barkeep, one more for each, please. And he tosses another gold piece, and the bartender's like, you know, these are only like a couple of, like, this is like a silver, right? And we keep the change.
He's flaunting money.
Keep it going.
Peacocking with his cock out.
To new friends and more refined crowd.
To lovely nights.
Gross.
Oh, it was a shot we took?
He did.
I'm assuming you can order what you want.
Make them strong and nefasto. I'm more used to northern drinks.
Did it affect me at all? Like, was it strong for me, or?
It was a shot.
So not strong.
It was alright.
Give it a minute.
It's mid.
It was like Fireball.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was alright. It was alcohol. He goes, so are you staying in the area?
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat.
I haven't found a place to stay yet.
Oh well, I'm sure this fine establishment has many of rooms. I have the luxury of staying nearby.
Oh, where do you stay?
Oh, just up the road. Are you familiar with the Moorview Manors?
No.
No.
No. Well, they're just tucked behind the hill there, overlooking the moat and most of the middle of Nefasto, gated community away from the riffraff.
Nice.
It's nice. I could always give you a tour if you're interested in learning more about the properties.
Fancy boy money pants.
We're
boy.
gonna incubus it.
What?
What'd you say?
No, we're gonna let that one slide.
No,
What'd
no,
you
no. You
say?
said you're gonna get
It's on
incubused.
record.
No,
And
that's
he
fine.
He kind of turns around and he goes, would your friends be upset if I gave you a tour now?
As you see hushed arguing.
It's very intense over at the table.
Just is
how
not
long
participating.
would this take?
I just want to get
Please.
Sure, why not?
Barkeep,
If you get
close my tab. You've already paid off everything. Here's a gold for your trouble.
you get
this guy.
And
kidnapped.
he stands up. He has
This
like
guy's
this kind
too
of like
stupid.
he kind of just has like this one shoulder cape, and he kind of flares it out a bit, and he goes, "My lady."
I feel like taking home Azura is like taking home a wolf cub. You're like, oh, so cute, and then she kills you.
Ah, yeah.
Well, more
Yeah,
likely
that's-
she's making
that's
you
just
cry.
praying
and
mantis dating
pray for your
habits.
mom.
Ah, yes.
You guys are arguing, and
proceeding.
then Blair, out of the corner of your eye, you see the door open and close, and Azura linked arm in arm,
There she
leave with
goes.
some guy.
You gonna? Are you going to? No. Normal. That's normal.
She's a grown woman. She can
No,
sleep with
shut up.
whatever
But she's
she
not
wants.
cohesive in trying to figure out the plan.
She does this everywhere.
But it is beginning to grate on my nerves.
Funny how
got
that
yours.
goes around.
What?
You got yours.
Excuse me.
Damn, dead wife did.
Inebriated.
I'm sorry.
Blair on the end.
The DM feels so awkward.
Are you?
Dead wife.
You mustn't be talking about my wife that I buried, are you?
What's her name?
Finish his drink.
Oh wow.
No.
Besides the point.
Look
Let's.
at me and where my people should be. Come on. Just beside the point.
Look at me and my marbles.
Look at me, my cue balls. Come on.
Is it too loud?
It's not nice. That's my point.
None of us are nice, except for Delilah.
I apologize.
I can Don't be nice.
You can. You,
Toulon and Blair both stop arguing to think about the grammar of that sentence.
I'm from the country. Fuck up.
His
have
wife
schools in
literally like 4
Swinburne.
days ago.
I had to learn from a dude in a tower.
Okay, his wife hasn't even been dead for a week.
I know.
Yeah. That's not the first dead wife joke. It won't be the last.
I guess I can't really.
Anyway, besides the
Azura!
point.
I'm not the door.
She
you
gone.
She gone.
She's gone.
Brainwaves.
Gone.
How far?
How far?
110 feet now.
You hear Azura!
Ignore.
She said
Wait, I
decline.
hear it's Tawad's voice. Ignore.
Hold on.
Left on red.
I gotta put that on silent.
Just fucking.
You get left on red.
Who was that?
Disturbed.
Who was that? No one important.
Ooh. Stepdad treatment.
Such a lovely night, isn't it? As they just keep walking.
This milk isn't nearly cold enough. What do we do? What do I...
So
we
what's-
have to
what's-
go to this gauntlet in dipshit town.
So what's going on? Like what's?
When you say gauntlet, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
What do you mean?
Sorry.
You mean by definition the word gauntlet?
Well, gauntlet, by what I think it is like a thing that we used to do in training, where you go through a series of tasks and try to beat the tasks.
Mm-hmm.
My
And to order
godmother
people to
said
get past
gauntlet. She described it as they were digging and they found some like shafts and a pre-built structure, and they went to investigate it, and they all died. And then they sent somebody else or some other people, and then one guy came back, not of his own volition and with no legs.
What do you
By
mean none of his
the
own volition?
I don't know! And she just fully yells, I don't know, like full volume slamming on the table. Claire is done.
Yep, a few people turn and look at you.
All right. I'm sorry.
Look,
Yeah.
it's everything I know. That's all that I have. Gauntlet.
Let's
dipshit
One
mining
person
show.
immediately stands up and starts to go upstairs.
let's just all take a moment. I just want to ask some clarifying questions to the group. We have to go into a gauntlet, yes?
In order to clear our names, yes.
No, well,
In order to not be arrested
In
again.
order to not be sentenced to death.
that one.
Right. Yes, those. Right.
Okay, second question.
Sorry.
How long do we have to prepare?
I wasn't really in the position to be asking questions when the options were death, sentence, or manslaughter, or
We have a business
Suicide
meeting in 2
mission.
days.
what'd you say?
We have a business meeting in 2 days with representatives from a certain element within the city.
Where?
It's being arranged by a third party, my trust.
Okay, so they'll get in touch with us. They'll call us.
So
no.
we were not
Not-
given a timeline, is what you're saying. So we have to come back with a decision.
On the second day,
She said that she would
I
leave us
will
with our
get back in
thoughts.
touch with the man arranging the deal, and he will connect us with the interested parties.
Okay, so
He will
that's
meet-
your meeting. But in terms of this deal that was presented to us, did she give us a timeline
I
of to
am
accept?
assuming that we will be met by someone probably at the forge, since that's where apparently we're staying.
Are we still
Well,
staying
we're
at the forge?
staying.
Out of character, didn't the godmother, what's her name? Didn't she say go to the mine?
Well, she said
Talk
go
with the
there, but then
building.
when she left, she was like, I'll leave you with your thoughts. I don't know if it requires confirmation or if it's assumed we're going. It was kind of unclear.
It was
The way she vaguely worded it was
we
like,
go-
if you accept, go talk to this dude and
Okay.
go get it done, and if you don't, then the investigation's gonna move forward regardless.
If we
So,
go anywhere else, we
It
need.
seems, I think, that the way she worded it was that if we are accepting, then we get on with it, and if we're not accepting, then the investigation will go underway, we will be found for manslaughter, at least I will be, and it will only get worse from there for me personally, which is no one else's problem. This is entirely my problem. That continues to develop and get worse with time.
So
This is true. It's no one else's problem.
So as
But-
long as we go talk to this person and say, oh, can we have a day or two to prepare, to maybe have time for your meeting, and for us to prepare to kill whatever we have. Again, we didn't rest after fighting this beastie. So they can't expect us to go in and basically kill ourselves.
I do not think Depthal is marked on the map, but after looking at the map for 3 weeks, would I know where it is?
So it's not on any maps. It's in Foster City. It's inside the Lorethian ward. So
Okay.
it's basically the district north of the Everglow district. It's the more working class.
Slaps map on table and kind of points
We
it out
could
and
rest for
explains
a
that.
night and split the party.
Hold on.
Well, it is night. We could just go to sleep.
Yeah, we could rest for tonight and then split the party so they could go. She could go to her meeting and we could go ahead and start and she could catch up.
It's 2
Meeting's not
days.
for
In 2 days.
I need to go find
Could be the
Reinhard
next day
Tully
of the meeting.
for a couple of reasons.
Well, yeah, but
Reinhard Tully is an Astra follower here that was part of a council of... I actually have a theory of what this gauntlet might be for. Remember, in my father's quarters and in the library behind, there was a place for a
Right.
specific amulet.
Right.
That might also have been better guarded in a larger city, perhaps.
Shite! Alright.
The fuck are any of you talking about?
We'll need to be in a place that's not public.
I don't have your dad's diary. I have the first villain's diary.
I have my dad's diary.
You have your dad's
You have
diary.
Iolis's diary.
Yeah, I have Iola's
You have his
diary.
shitty poetry.
Oh, you shitty emo poetry.
Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys put that together. Whenever the poems are in the recaps, that's Iola's poetry.
Yeah.
I had that vibe, but I
Very
wasn't
good.
sure.
Very good.
So, long story short, because we tried to catch you up when we were meeting the first time, and that got brutally erupted by someone dying.
You know what? I don't think I can.
Okay. Saves
I
me
think
from...
we're just going to go forward with this as is. And whatever happens, happens.
Good mindset. Screw.
You're not fucking
I
here!
was over the table.
Alright, fine. Saves my breath. So, if it is possible,
Maybe we could get something on the way.
maybe we can facilitate it that we are going to cooperate, but we just need time to prepare.
Possibly.
Because they can't expect us to do that. If they are, then they're fucking shite people.
Of course they are.
Because they're fucking shite. If that's the point of they're gonna make us go into there, essentially with us dealing with what we just dealt with.
Look, I think the fact that we have dealt with what we just dealt with is the very reason that we are being tasked with this.
It's not coming through.
My godmother did commend us that she thought that gods wouldn't have fared as well as we did against what we thought from her, what she'd heard. So I guess there's that compliment amongst the shit. For what it's worth.
I say, Interconic, can you teach me things?
Blair is confused,
very
forgetting we have
broad.
As
another
I'm next to you,
dragonborn.
because I'm sitting next to you.
Yeah, I don't understand who you're Are you directing that to me?
Yes.
I say in
Yes.
common.
Draconic.
Yes.
Oh!
Okay, we all speak common. You don't have to speak any of my. Okay. So that's a little weird.
Sorry.
I appreciate it, but it doesn't mean you like connect with me any more than you did speaking a normal language that I could understand.
I just kind of blankly stare at you and just kind of like, I look at you for a moment, I look forward.
Slurps the milk.
Blair kind of perks up. Speaking of other languages, we never figured out what happened to Gimbal.
I know.
We said, fuck that goblin!
Who the fuck is Gimbal?
Is Gimbal missing?
Yeah.
Yes!
Gimbal was missing.
Fucking care.
Guys, I've been gone.
Oh yeah, you
for
forgot.
I
Yeah,
know.
he basically got caught. He went off, probably to go feed.
A dark area.
and went to a dark area. One of the vampires that he knew followed him.
No, he was fine. He was trying to follow a trail of the smell of blood. That we'd... Yeah, sorry.
And then bumped into one of the vampires that I think turned him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yes.
it was the one that was unaccounted for.
Yeah, and he disappeared. So we don't know if he's dead. He probably is.
Gimbal is now a villain.
So we don't know if he's dead.
Gimbal comes back as an orc.
We don't know.
Rip.
No, you're just a rip gobble. That doesn't...
No, then we get the rock again. We get the pebble.
No, it's like the time I was reincarnated as a slime.
Oh my god, you're
They
right.
like go up in ring.
Goblins turn to
So
hobgoblins.
yeah, that's another thing.
Let's say as you guys are arguing at the table, Azura, you get escorted through the nicer part of this part of town. You guys are still within the like still on the inner side of the actual ward itself.
Mhm.
So everything in here is nice and elven architecture. And you make your way to this one beautiful manor, kind of colonial-esque style, big pillars outside of the front door. And he opens it and escorts you in. You see a lavish space, big oil paintings of him, like in various positions, just
one of
like
those?
up on the wall.
Wait, it's just him?
Huh?
Just him?
Just him. Yep.
I'm getting
a
Lockhart vibes.
bunch of paintings of just him, and he goes, "Oh, it's a bit dark in here." And he claps, and the sconces light up, and the whole space is filled with light. And he goes, "Ah, that's better." And he takes off his little half cape and just kind of throws it, and it lands on like an invisible coat hanger and just rests there in space. And he goes, "Feel free to make
Bless you.
yourself comfortable. I'll find us some drinks." And then he steps away for a moment and comes back with 2 glasses filled with wine, and he goes, "For the lady." So, tell me more about you.
Ketamine. Sorry, I'm saying ketamine because you probably just got...
You probably just got drugged.
100% you just got
A
drugged.
princess, you say?
Yes, the princess.
Yeah, definitely got drugged.
Frozen forest.
Frozen forest. I can't say I've ever been that far south. Although, could travel south tonight.
I was talking about licking beef flaps.
Fly by night.
Stop it.
Shoot blushes.
We pop back over to everyone else. What are they doing?
Stop it.
Asuka,
What,
for
sleep in the lady
the
garden?
bulk of this conversation has
That one doesn't
been
even.
very quiet and is just looking around at everyone at the table, looking at Naomi and being like, I still don't know who this person is or why she's hanging out with us. But I guess she's fought some demons, so I guess that's cool.
Wait, me?
And
She's
yeah,
looking at everyone
Naomi.
at the
And looking at Delilah has been like,
Naomi's here because she doesn't have any other fucking
she's
friends.
like her problems are real, but she should have nothing to do with us. She doesn't deserve any of the shit that's come down on my head. And Tulad's got big things going on, like, you know, he's a divine power, or working for a divine power, and he's got complicated family political dynamics and that stuff. And Kirk, who's just trying to do some science, bro. Which I get that.
Invest in this science coin.
And Blair, who's just from an entirely different kind of life, but who at the core of her motivation just wants to free the guy that she loves.
I'd rather be a
And
lover than a fighter.
Asuka doesn't really know anything about that. So to Asuka, part of that's like, maybe she loves him, maybe she doesn't. That's not really the point. I don't know. But that's what her desires are pretty simple. And Azura, that's a god thing. That's not quite I don't understand, but for weeks we have been traveling together, some of us.
Same
And
for
I
all of us.
remarked weeks ago that for some reason our lives have been entwined. The fates have seen fit to throw us together, and I can't make heads or tails of it. But we don't, well, the way I see it, we have basically two choices. We can get some sleep, maybe take a day to do some housekeeping, and then go see what is in this cave. Or we run for it. I don't think that some of you, and she looks at Blair, says, I don't think that some of you will take that choice, but it's an option. Azura can go back home. There's no way that her family will send her back here to answer for crimes that she's certainly not responsible for. Kirk, I don't think you gave your family or your clan name. With a bit of investigation, they can probably find out where you're from and maybe find you, but Tulad, they'll certainly be able to find you, I think. But I could go. Take the worst of the trouble with me. So what do you want? We stay together, we do this, or we go our separate ways.
Are you saying you run and then they potentially find you and charge you with
With all of
whatever?
I'm really not that concerned with the guard here. While I was waiting for my interview, another emissary from one of my enemies had a bit of a conversation with me. Seems I have quite a following. My trouble's not done. And I find that while I do not want to draw any of you further into that kind of danger, I more or less like having you around and appreciate your help.
If you're asking us to leave, it's not working.
I'm not asking you to leave. I'm asking us to make a choice. We're arguing in circles.
That's true. I think it's either we fight or some of us run. But the whole thing is figuring out if they're just not going to come down and hunt us anyway. So it may not be an option at all.
Well, I think we're better together. We certainly get in much more trouble when we're apart. I also think if we go ahead and sleep tonight, we'll make our way to the mining district tomorrow, perhaps get the chance to prepare. It would allow you to attend your meeting the day after. Potentially tie up whatever ends you all have. I fear I've ruined my own goal, but perhaps you all can achieve what you want.
No. This is a game, I think, of favors and information. If you're right, and what is her name? Your godmother? I'm just speaking of her as godmother.
Yeah, I did write it down. I'm just Keshari.
Keshari.
Right? Keshari.
If Ishari does know your secret and has put two and two together, it may be, well, it seems at least, that she has other concerns than simply uniting the families. And even so, even if that's not the case, it would certainly be more difficult with the Galendel Ed, right?
Well, she
So
doesn't
perhaps,
work with the Galendels. She's not with them.
right. But she's here, and she wields some power. So, if we play this game, we garner some favor, earn some trust, build a relationship, and perhaps open another door to get your beau out of his predicament.
How does the prince's death change the political landscape of the city?
How does
You would know that, well, it takes a viable heir out of contention, which always creates instability.
Do they have no alternatives?
You would know that there is a younger sister, which complicates things.
You don't want it to be a matriarchy.
Well,
That's
whoever married.
not necessarily the problem. She is now the heir, but matriarchal marriages often yield less returning power.
They don't keep it inside of their own dynasty.
the
Got
line
it.
kind of dies?
Yeah.
Right.
So yes, they continue as part of someone else's tree, but their own died with him. So that would be less than favorable. And I, of course, being who I am, if I am implicated in the killing, which I did, it would spell horrible, horrible things for the entire tentative balance between the houses.
So we're caught in a game of political intrigue.
How was your mother able to pull? How was your grandmother?
Godmother.
Your godmother able to pull? What family is she part of? She's part of yours, but how was she able to pull? How was she able to pull strings?
She's not Kybella.
Then how was she able to pull
Do I
strings
know
in this
her last
district?
name? I imagine it's like that one not aunt that you only know by first name.
Yeah, she's been a weird, like, you've only met her a handful of times throughout your entire life, and she pops up at random times, always with this air of power around her, and always been told that she's your godmother, and, like, super important, but, yeah, you didn't even really know her, like, name until meeting her this past time. And you're not sure of her last
So
name.
relaying information, and then her eyes will get wide and she'll look over at Delilah. Scales. She did have scales. Like, points at hand that is scaly when not disguised, which it is right now. She had green scales on her arm. So not gold like mine, but green.
So she's got dragons in her.
Looks at you.
I'm gonna table that for later. I think I might have something. I might have a theory.
What do?
Just trying to get a bead
It's
on
something
you.
that she's had since
It's hard to
she
find
got
it.
Elsa'd. She's Elsa.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
You killed your betrothed. Let it go. Get over it. God damn.
Like, wasn't close to the kid, but it's tragic.
It's cruel irony.
So, and another thing we could potentially look as a thing is if anything comes back from Elias
reach
that
that far.
touches us, could potentially not touch us. But again, that's also playing into political intrigue that I really don't want to kind of get into because again, I didn't want to do that.
Is there any way that we can claim the bounty for him?
That could touch us.
For Elias.
Could touch us?
Oh,
Money on the table.
Might not touch us. I don't get it.
Meaning, so because we killed Elias, we killed technically a high member of a family, we could be charged with murder if it came back to us.
Right.
Or be given reward.
Or be given
people
reward
also-
because he has a bounty on his head.
entire
I to 5 families.
Right, but that was only to assassins, not to people like us.
Well, are you not a member of that guild?
And seeing that Caleb is nodding his head.
Wait, what? I was sorry, I was doing something else. What did you
Ask
say?
us straight up asked you, are you not a member of that guild?
I mean, right. You're 100% right. But also, it's a little weird for me being in a seat of power than I am in my own town.
Also,
Well,
have no
right.
proof.
Well, I'll bring it up with my.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask if you had any proof.
The missing one, she did at one time have the head, but I believe nobody
Sheriff.
carried it along with us.
Yeah, but they're halflings.
Wonderful. That's
To be
you know,
fair.
it's better that way.
it was not our main priority at the time. There were a lot of issues at that time. Mythical evil artifacts.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes.
The one on my back.
Asuka flashes back to everyone beating her up and pulling a magical helmet off of her flesh. Just
I shot her.
And, you know, possibly still dealing with all that shit because I have an inkling of a feeling, and someone else, and I kind of look at you and go, sounds a lot familiar of what we dealt with in the past, so it makes me a little nervous we're jumping into something else like that.
yeah.
What, meaning that it's a trap set for us, or that it is...
No, meaning it was something like the first time we all got together, and the reason why we're all in this mess is finding that, and I kind of like point in, or I kind of go, finding that.
Right. There's the part here, too.
So,
I feel like this is probably a good thing, though, because we're looking for these still. And if this is freshly unearthed, we don't have specifically some gangly creatures that...
What exactly are you talking about?
A lot of things.
Yo, you
Maybe-
know what?
maybe-
Never mind.
Tunard, can't you just...
Explain when we're not in public.
I can. I'm gonna beam you the fucking... just item descriptions and shit
I
that we
cast
got.
exposition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak in my
Info
head for
dump.
the next hour and a half.
Yeah, basically. So I'm
Please
just sitting here
don't.
going...
Chapter 1,
Please
the
don't.
beginning.
how we all
I'm
met.
begging you, don't.
Stop sobbing.
Oh no. Okay.
In the descriptions, it's where each one was. It's how we found out about all the details. In graphic.
Quickly. And it's pretty much done.
Including dead wife.
Let me know how long it takes.
You get the
About like...
entire
It's like
story.
5 minutes, basically. Like, I'm being as quick as I can.
I get it.
And because it's at the speed of thought, it's
One. I've already did my first one. This is number 2.
Is it luck?
You're fine.
Oh.
What?
What? What did you do?
But yeah, you get the whole story. Iolus, the mine where Aska became a champion of Astaroth, finding 2 identical pedestals with big beasts that have been ripped apart.
Vampires.
You get the whole 9.
That's a lot of exposition.
Yeah.
And specifically why this gauntlet might be important. So you understand now.
No.
This gauntlet.
I have context. Do I understand now?
The scope of this is rather kind of almost world-ending ish. Like, actually. We stopped it once.
Looks over at Asuka.
What time is it? What time?
It's late.
It's like,
It's late.
It's like 11. Yeah.
Does your thing drop?
I would like to
8
sleep.
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, burned another seeming.
I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to get a room here. I'm going to get a separate room from all of you.
Understandable.
In the morning, let's figure out what we may need for said gauntlet.
I'm pretty quiet.
How
And
about...
we'll all die together. Either way, we were all going to die. At least we'll be together.
Mr. Kirk, if anything, I can leave you with some hope. Apparently, I'm the hopeful one of the
Don't
group.
do that. Don't give me hope.
Shut up!
Well, no, and I'm gonna look at you and go, we're not gonna die.
I really
If
hope.
we fought more than things, we're not gonna die.
Okay. I'd love that. That'd be great. That'd be swell.
The sooner we get to a place where we're not obligated to undertake deathly ventures, the sooner you and I can get to work on your little toys.
Things.
I'm assuming with my passive and Mr. Flashy's lack of subtlety, I would have noticed that he way overpaid his tab.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna walk over to the bar and ask the barkeep if the pleasant gentleman who escorted our friend had some room on his tab for 2 or 3 rooms at the establishment.
He closed his tab before he left, unfortunately.
He wants that tip.
We both know that he overpaid a little bit.
He's giving the tip, that's the thing.
That is
Stop.
true.
Is there room for 2 rooms on that change?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm proficient in intimidation.
I feel that in the morning we should definitely go try to find resources to overtake this gauntlet
24.
of sorts.
24.
Friends,
Goes-
allies, items.
Yeah, that guy's a bit of an asshole. Yeah, I'll mark it down. I'll get you your keys.
appreciated greatly.
And he comes back with 2 room keys. He goes, oh, they're just upstairs, right around the corner.
We shouldn't be too loud, thank you.
You're not.
You're
over
not
here.
there.
All right.
I slipped off.
I thought it was a lot closer to
Still is a weird thing to say. Most people will say goodnight.
Ignore him.
Sorry.
When 8 people by
What
2
did you
meters.
say?
Take things and
We
come
won't
back.
be too loud.
Well, we have rooms for the night. I was only able to get 2, but it's better than none.
I'm quiet and I don't take enough room.
You don't take enough room?
There's only
And
4
I just
of
kind
us
of do
and
like
probably
this.
2 beds.
And go,
You
In
don't
each
take
room.
enough room?
Wait,
You
doesn't
don't
take a
take
lot
up
of
on a
room.
whole
I
lot
think
of
there's
room?
6.
yes.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I didn't know. Was Aska going to try and go home or stay
I
with
don't-
us?
I think she
Looks
wants to
over
stay
at
around
Aska.
us.
Oh, yeah,
I
there's
know
demons.
your apprehension of the night,
Yeah.
but I also know the state of your home at the moment.
I
Actually,
don't want to
we can
share a
find
room
one.
with Aska. There'll be demons in there.
Oh,
It's
the hole.
completely up
Well,
to you.
different, yeah.
The
We can escort you home if you prefer.
Aska throws back a drink, the last of her drink, and starts walking towards the stairs. Up
You
to
want
the
to go check for her
rooms.
dad?
Nap time.
You guys all go up to your rooms and
You 2. You 3.
So
Mhm.
I'm doing notes. Can
Are
I
you
do a
really
history
buying
check on
your
all
own
the
room?
information I've
Oh,
gathered
no,
about
no.
Blair?
We
or
were sharing a room with
just
him.
You wouldn't
over
know
my
room.
You're sharing one with him.
time
Gotcha.
with
I
her
thought about
because
it. I thought
my-
long and hard about it, but seeing as how I'm broke,
Damn.
I
Four.
would say
Not
no,
here.
just because
Oh,
like
yeah,
you don't
you
feel
do
this
3.
area.
1, 2,
But I would say
3.
you would be able to
no,
synthesize enough.
I'm just looking for information on her.
Yeah, no.
Well, go ahead and roll it.
Right, and it's history, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nobles do not get a lot of gold. It was
Oh
really
man,
surprising.
that was not good.
You could get a little bit more.
Yeah, it's
than
just a
lot of
10, so
rolls.
probably
Oh, yeah,
not a
they're
lot.
not
10,
less.
not
They're
a whole lot.
major.
You have noticed a few posters here and there that say that she's wanted for 1,000 gold.
They always get her nose wrong, though.
But that's about it. As you guys lay down for the
Take me the
night,
ears.
make your
Before-
way to your various rooms.
Before
Two different
going to sleep. Blair, Aska will turn to Blair and just ask her to look at her back. Just be like, it's been my back has been bothering me since that.
We're sharing
Fight.
a room.
There
Since
is a
there's-
tulip
yeah.
there, but I'm sure he'd turn around for modesty's sake.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
the stars?
Aska's not terribly concerned about Tulad.
Warn a gentleman first, at
Wait, who am
least.
I staying with?
As you pull it up, and Blair, you look at it. You see
Also scales, it's contagious.
you see across the shoulder blades, like from side to side, in a few different rows, are raised markings on her skin, almost like a brand across her back. What languages do you know?
Oh boy, I love this game.
What
I
languages do
know
you have in your head?
Elvish, Common, Dwarvish, Gnome, Sylvan, Goblin, Draconic.
Wow, that's a lot of languages.
It's a lot of languages.
And somehow this one you do not know. You see this obvious some kind of language markings at different angles. It looks like someone had almost like newspaper type heated that up and pressed it onto Aska's back. But you do not know what it says.
So, it looks like you've been branded in some sort of language. I speak many, but not this one.
Could it be Celestial Gorai?
Could it be what?
So you take a look over there.
Nope. Nuh-uh. Never mind.
That
I know
either.
him.
Letters don't look right at all.
What
Sorry.
do you
Are you
see?
there?
No.
Could you?
If they thought to come get me, though, I'm
Yeah,
sure they would know I know Infernal.
I think I still have some paper.
If not, I have a
Because I
journal.
am a tiefling.
Can I borrow your journal?
No, it's got my personal... oh, what?
Will you copy it then?
Okay, I'll do that.
Wow.
Tough.
I do have my journal.
You spend time and they're pretty rudimentary. They're easy to copy. The handwriting's a little rough, but easy enough to copy. You show it to Aska, and Aska It's not something you see often,
Mhm.
but it's something you just kind of intrinsically know.
Intuit.
And you know that it is in Primordial. And as you read it, it is very familiar. In fact, you wrote it yourself. You read the oath that you took back to yourself, branded across your back.
So mote it be.
So the rough
So mote
handwriting was
it
an
be.
insult to
Is that
herself.
part of it?
Yeah, that was part of it. So mote it be at the end of most phrases.
You can,
Yeah.
Yes.
So it looks like I recognize
that's
it.
weird.
Yes.
Of course I know that.
It's the. You were busy questioning my neighbors. It's an oath that I made. And swore, but I didn't put it there, so that's fun.
And we
Right.
did.
That is an excellent question.
I remember your speech and it being almost unto yourself.
Yes, I was not.
Moon bless your
Yes.
cup or whatever.
Sailor did.
Yeah. Yes.
Is
That
Azura
was.
in charge of you now?
No. I
The
don't
moon may
know.
also have had something to do with it, so even Celestian could have had a hand in this, or any other deity for that matter.
Yes.
She
I.
Skyrimmed herself.
But if I'm not mistaken,
That was rude.
I mean, I don't know much about your gods or Saloon. Primordial isn't really their domain,
You're correct.
right?
Looks at religious boy.
Anyway, I'm very tired.
Yes.
We almost died again today. My father is missing, and he may have been missing before we arrived. Good night.
As you lay down for the night. Azura, you find yourself with this guy. You didn't even ask his name. You have no idea what his name is. You're having a great night though. You guys are drinking wine, and he's taking you throughout the different parts of his house, and it's a nice house. Takes you through the dining room, very long table, vaulted ceilings, roaring fireplace that he kind of just starts with a finger. He just snaps and it lights up. He continues walking and he gets to this one area and it's just like you turn the corner expecting maybe like a kitchen or something, and it is a greenhouse. A large greenhouse. You see
That's my
beautiful trees just stretching up about 30 feet to a glass domed roof. On the back end of the house that you couldn't see from the front is just all open. And just beautiful greenery everywhere. You step on the floor and the floor has turned to dirt. It's just a nature part of this house. And you're kind of just soaking it in. And on one of the trees, carved with no bark or anything, is this logo. Kind of like a star with almost like a smiley face under it, but it's just a crescent arc line underneath the star. And underneath that, you just kind of blink because you don't see words written in Druidic very often. But you do see on this tree, it says, "The light that brings is the light that makes shadows." He just goes, "Beautiful, isn't it? My family has had this house for generations. Never before did I think I'd meet a Lunarium, though."
You're in trouble.
I never expected one to be so beautiful as well. But code is code, and family is all that matters. And as you kind of get this weird vibe from him, you just see your vision start to...
Drugged.
You got
Oh.
drugged!
Yeah.
He goes, and as your eyes grow heavy, he just goes, oh, it's setting in now. Don't worry, they'll take good care of you, and perhaps we'll see your father as well. Damn it! As you hit the ground, unconscious. It's a lot. As sleep finds you, you enter into that weird void where you cross realities and dimensions and slowly find yourself back as Nathaniel, past life. As you have entered the woods and you see this platoon of scraggly looking guys with mismatched armor and swords and weaponry, and a hodgepodge of just people in arms and armament. The young, probably about 15 or so, elvish kid that broke you out of jail, with blonde hair, is running around talking to everybody, and he just goes, "These guys are fighting the good fight. You know, the Defiance like gets a bad name, but you know they're really looking out for the little guys." And you know, and then the kid just freezes. His eyes get wide. His head rolls back a little bit. He takes a step. I found you at last. He walks up. Just kind of like grasps your hand. Goes, "I'm glad you're safe." And then a commotion happens. Part of the woods. You see a few men flock over to that side. The boy looks. "Wait here." He just takes a step and just like elevates into the air and floats towards the commotion. You kind of still confused by who this kid even is, and now the very stark change in personality all of a sudden. But the way they talk to you just seems familiar. You hear a twig snap behind you and turn quickly and see a figure in gold and green, bow fully drawn. It hits you in the chest. You look down and see an arrow sticking out of you, 11 inches or so. You hear a scream, "No!" The figure just explodes in a barrel of prismic energy just coming out of the sky, just blasts him apart right in front of you. You drop to your knees, and this kid runs over to you and catches you. Just, no. I just found you again. As life leaves your body, he looks at you and goes, "I'll find you again. I'll find you again." Saloon. As you felt the guards coming and realizing Azura needed to kind of take back over, but also watching you bless that the Aska's blood, and as the ceremony finished, you felt that bless that you just kind of put there out of frustration, just as a here, have it. You felt something use it. You felt something use it like a battery, as a catalyst, excuse me.
Thank
As
you.
you looked up to the moon, a weird sensation grew over you, an uneasiness. But you relinquished. And as you did, Azura took back over, and you reverted back to your cosmic yet bound form. As you find yourself behind bars, this looming shadowy figure just towering over you, bound as well. You think that was terribly clever, don't you? Well, congratulations. You staved off her demise. But he looks up, and you look up as well, and you see a full moon just hovering in the sky. He goes, but you left a door open.
God damn it!
Jacob!
This dude and his open doors.
It only takes a bit. I can feel him there. I wonder. One has been interesting enough. What happens if I chain both lunar deities? Imagine the power that could provide. And he reaches out, and you see an eclipse just press over the moon until the light vanishes from it. And that's where we'll end the session.
What the fuck? Damn it!
I'm gonna need a new class.
I'm busted, dude. That's it. I'm just a fighter.
That's not my fault.
It's not your
That's
fault.
not-
Dude, how could we have fucking thought that Astaroth would just
Salem
delete
have
the
known that
moon?
would happen?
Uh-huh.
Just like,
Moon shined out. Oh, wait.
She gathers there might be some more things that she doesn't quite understand.
I may have miscalculated.
Holy
I feel like she wouldn't have. I didn't.
Extra funny about your dream though was I was really thinking about throwing some line like, oh, are you not familiar with the elvish phrase deja vu? And I decided against it, and then I heard your dream, and I was like, damn it, I should have.
That would have been fucking great.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed.
Fucking Christ.
Happy 1 year!
What was that, Chris?
I said we're playing tomorrow though, right?
Yep. Up. See you guys at 7 tomorrow. And we'll pick up from there. And
We're gonna hit the kill on the recording.
I will not be here tomorrow.
very sad.
I have